Howdy everybody, welcome back to the Flipstream Arcade. My name is Brian, aka Flipstream. Happy Sunday. Hopefully everybody's had a good weekend out there. I do apologize we missed the Friday stream. I had a bit of a slight medical issue type stuff. Nothing to worry about, but yeah, it kind of kept me away a little bit. I also realized my glasses were incredibly filthy, so just doing a quick clean there. So yeah, so how's everybody doing? Hopefully had some good pinball time and some opportunity to at least watch some, if not play some pinball out there. So that's pretty good. It's been an interesting week, and from last stream, so last Sunday, I was having an issue with my pin stadiums, unfortunately, and one of them just kind of bit the dust, and it was a little bit further up the LED chain. So what I ended up doing is building my own set. So we're trying this out for the first time here tonight. So it looks okay. I also would like to look into a filter for the Blyfield camera. I think that's going to be a little bit of a big help. Looking over, seeing the camera breathing here. So tweaking some camera stuff. So we'll kind of play it by ear today. Hopefully things will be stable enough, or at least well enough to hang out and enjoy some pinball. But yeah, just like I said, playing around with the camera settings, a new light, which were incredibly easy to put together. They were actually I shouldn't say that. It was incredibly easy, but it was relatively simple and relatively painless. I ended up getting some LED diffusers through the corporate giant that is Amazon, but they're angled, so I don't know how well you can see the end of that there. I'll pull it back so you can see. They're angled, so it's got a little trough in there, and that's where the LEDs go. And then they've got just the kind of the milk white diffuser. And then what I did from there is I ended up, because they were bright white only, they actually supported cutting about after every 3 LEDs. So I got them just about to the full length of because it's about 3 feet long or so. I changed, so about 1 meter. And ended up cutting them to length so they would fit within on the inside. And then there's clips that I picked up specifically for the size of thank you, camera. Specifically for the size of the LED strip, and it worked pretty well. And then it was just I think it was 22 gauge wire running between the 2 terminal ends, because there was obviously a break in the middle. But these are pretty easy. They just kind of lever apart, and he says as he fumbles trying to get it open. So yeah, it just kind of hinges open. One end you slide, there's notches in this end you slide in, so the narrow end here, you slide in the LED strip, and the 2 copper contacts that are on top were on the cut line, and you pinch that closed, and then the other end you just strip back some wire and put it in the little all the little connectors in there, and then close this end. As long as you have your positive and negative lined up, you could put as much distance, relatively speaking, as you want between the 2 strips. So I'm probably gonna have to play around with it. I left myself a pretty big service loop just in case I had to make some changes. I didn't have to totally throw away a big section of wire. But I have noticed it's wanting to curl up quite a bit, because I've used stranded wire, because it tends to flex a little bit better than solid core. So if you look to do this, I would also recommend that as well, of looking at just the stranded wire, that's where the copper's, the wire on the inside, it's a bunch of little wires as opposed to one solid core, hence the name. I'd recommend doing that as well, because they're going to be flexing and moving a little bit, and solid core really doesn't like to bend and be flexed around over and over again. Where stranded, it tends to do a little bit better with that. So, but yeah, they seem to be doing well. Feedback's always welcome. So for those watching here on the stream or later on YouTube when it gets uploaded, I'd love to hear some feedback, see what you think. The other thing I want to look into is a new filter, like I said, for the camera, for the playfield. I looked through the bag o' camera goodies and unfortunately have a UV filter, which does absolutely nothing for indoor shooting. That's basically just to protect your sensor when you're shooting outside, which I'm not doing because there's not a whole lot of UV light going on in here. So, maybe if I was doing Stranger Things or something, it might be a bit more of a factor. But now, so we'll see what we can do about getting a kind of a neutral density or circular polarization lens or combination to kind of help cut down on some of the blowouts, because the exposure, what I've noticed the CX405 is, and we're getting like way camera geeky here, so hopefully we're not scaring everybody away. But one of the things I've noticed is, because of the light situation, and I only have the 2 playfield lights, the exposure starts kind of creeping up quite a bit on the camera settings on automatic. But that's really the only way I can keep it from getting super dark. Because if I turn the exposure down to where I'm not getting, halos and blowouts as far as some of the brighter lights, the table looks really dark. So, and unfortunately with the CX405 and this kind of camcorder level technology, you don't have quite the level of manual control of your, say, this camera, which is the much better quality camera. They can't make those manual adjustments to, pump up the ISO or something to make up for it. So, like I said, hopefully I can get a filter in there to kind of help cut down on some of the blowout looks. I'm not getting so bad on the reflections, so it's more for the neutral density than it is for the polarization, because I'm not getting a lot of reflections. It's more just it's not really handling the contrast and the hot spots. So yeah, joys for working with camcorders. I mean, it does okay, but hopefully we can get things dialed in. But in the meantime, we'll switch over so you can see it's pretty on par with what we had at the Penn Stadium. So I'm pretty happy. I think I do want to eventually look into maybe a little bit higher density LEDs, because I am getting a little bit of the camera. It's kind of the tiger striping kind of look in the diffuser. You can't see it on the table itself, at least not that I can tell through the image or the reflections or anything. Because that's something I saw. It's really bad on some. As you look inside and you look at, especially ones that have like rails, like metal rails along the edge. You see like really bad tiger striping all the way down for some of the lighting. So it's really, really important to make sure you get a good diffuser on there. You've got a good LED density, that they're closer together to help avoid that. And that weird kind of stripy problem that you see on the inside. Yeah, so like I said, it's working. It's working. I'm, again, looking over at the image quality, and it's pretty decent. It is a little dark right now, but you see once we start the game, and the GIs come up to full brightness, it does get quite a bit better. So yeah, like I said, feedback's welcome. I gotta quit this whole breathing thing with this camera, though. It's not liking the focus tonight for some reason. So we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, me. It's a fun place to unmute it. We'll get some audio going and shoot some pinball and see how well we do tonight. Hopefully we'll make some Legend multi-ball. That would be fun. Maybe set some high scores. Who knows? The night is young. Yeah, just kind of doing a warm-up game. Not really going to be shooting for anything in particular. We'll just hit objectives as the tickle our fancy, as they say. Yeah, normally I like to go for the RPM targets first, but I think in this case we'll just and keep working on dialing in some shots. I got a little bit of a warm-up in, but like I said, the playing with the camera was taking up quite a bit of time, which it's fun time, but. Wow, that's a lot of trespasses. Okay, let's let that settle. I also have a new cable modem arrived. So we're going to see if we can look into some alternate internet here and see how well it does. Let that bounce back over. Oop, missed our ramp. Okay, starting the victory lap multi-ball is a good way to get stuff. And there's some guy called Joe. Welcome back to the arcade. Good to see you. And greetings and salutations to you as well. Apologize, my nose feels like it's running off my face because, you know, I'm streaming, so, you know, of course it's going to do that.
Turbo boost exhausted.
So a waste of a turbo boost, but that's okay. So how are you doing out there, Joe? How's life? How's pinball? Hopefully you've had a chance to play or at least watch. There's a ramp. That's what we needed.
Epic ramps.
More ramps. Epic ramps. Hey, Locarno. Welcome back. Good to see you. Moving away from satellite internet. I hope so. I hope so. For everything I've read, because we've tried the cable company before. I mean, we had that for a good while. Ugh. All right. I gotta find some Kleenex. Hang on one second. I'll come and jump you right back. News. I'm going to check it with authority. Oh, sorry. You know, one of the many fun things I've run to a bloody nose, so I want to make sure that doesn't happen on Twitch, because that kind of stuff gets you banned, believe it or not. Yeah, like I said, welcome, Locarno, and I do hope to move away from satellite internet. We had the cable company when we first moved in and had all kinds of problems with the equipment. We were having to restart all the time. It wasn't stable, and the boxes wouldn't talk to the media gateway, and it was a nightmare. And I eventually got tired of futzing around with it. I mean, we had techs come out and they ran brand new coax just trying to fix it with no success. It's like, you know what? Just take it. We'll switch to wireless, and you know, I did a brief overlap to get everything going, and we switched to a wireless ISP with you know, all streaming services. It was okay. It was really expensive and really slow. So from there, we fortunate to get into the Starlink beta. And I've been running that for about a year, and it's great, but it doesn't really do as well with Twitch streaming, unfortunately. Like I said, I'm only doing streaming at 720. I'd love to be doing you know, 1080, so I actually get a little bit clearer picture on Twitch. You know, it's not everything, but you know, when you go through the efforts of putting all the layouts and everything, it'd be kind of nice to be able to leverage the full resolution. So, very long-witted to, yes, hoping to move away from satellite internet. Oh, hey, we got bumped up. So we are now in 5th place, so we need to hit our 4th place shot. Let that bounce over. Not quite far enough to the orbit. Yeah, give some little forward nudges, try and keep it out of the out lane. Oh. Hey, we got Epic spelled. That's alright, first games usually don't count. Unless they're good, then we'll count them. So yeah, that is all. There's no playfield lights on now until you know, the red starts creeping back in. So they do a pretty decent job with the custom lights. I said it would probably benefit from a little higher quality than I bought, but I wanted to see how cheap I could get away with them. You know, I was almost tempted to go with you know, more LifeX, but that's a lot for the LED strips. Nope. That's a lot for the LED strips when I'm never really going to be using the color lights. There we go. Ooh, just barely kissed the kickback switch there. Shats the in-lane unintentionally, but we'll take it. Thank you, Control Bot, for throwing out your command reference. Another shot to the kickback. We'll let that one bounce over. I was trying to do a nice little tap pass there, and it didn't quite work. Or I guess be more of a tip pass. That's all right. It's not always about. I mean, it helps to make your shots, but it's always about how you can do some recovery. I set up my brand new GZ Premium yesterday. I'm assuming you mean GZ's in Godzilla. But regardless, congratulations. Always fun to get a new table. Now, I thought you said it was coming in May. Or did I, or am I misremembering? And boom indeed. Okay, so we've got track builder, we got Godzilla. Well, cool. I'm so happy for you. I'm glad. It is such a fantastic table. But yeah, it is an absolute blast. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it arrived. Hopefully with no issues. All right, there's a ramp that we need. Can we finish off the battle?
Direct hit.
Close. We'll set our inner orbit. Ooh. Rattle, rattle. Oh, I missed.
Welcome to Crash.
I didn't want to hit the orbit yet. I was hoping I could hit the second place because then I could have stacked Loop and Crash, or Loop Crash. I always say Loop and Crash, but it's Loop Crash, and Victory Lap. That's all right. We'll just play them separately. So we really need to hit that kickback to finish off the battle. And it is possible to backhand it, but it's incredibly difficult. And very unreliable. There we go. And that finished off the battle. That's what we want. That's a heck of a bonus. That just shot us up to 1 billion. There's excellent timing. Oh, got an atta ball. No, stay in here. Yeah, I'm not playing this well at all. I mean, I should be cradling up and being more measured with my shots. Oh, or not. Or we can just end the mode. That's fine too. Small scratch in the front under the coin door. Ugh. QR code reader stopped working with our registrar, and then it's been a blast play. Well, that sucks. Sorry, you had issues with the QR code reader. And I've heard a couple of the people have had issues with that, either the light doesn't come on or it just stops reading. Just for kicks, have you tried unplugging and plugging it back in just to make sure it wasn't like a weird, funky connection? Because if you have just like a Cat5 network cable, you can plug it in, because when you lift up the table, you should be able to see the QR reader, and there's just like right there, you can kind of squeeze your hand in. If you have smaller hands than I do, probably easier. You can kind of squeeze your hands in and unplug the Cat5, and then just unplug it from the other end of the node board, wherever it's plugged in. And just try a different cable. See if it's just a cable problem. It might not necessarily be your QR reader. So yeah, just something to try outside of having to wait for Stern to send a new part. Joe, is the final wizard mode on this table hard to achieve? I haven't done it yet. I've been really close. I've been within like 3 or 4 shots of getting there. But to get to the final wizard, you have to collect all 5 of the hero cards here in the center. So that's basically doing every mode in the game. And that will finally get you to Legend Multi-Ball, which is the final, wizard mode. So, like I said, I've never done it before. I've come really close to where I've had everything collected and, you know, bailed out on the last Draven battle. So it's definitely a challenge. I wouldn't say it's an unfair one, but it will definitely test pinball skills. It's one of the things I really like about this rule, the rule set on this, is that they're pretty balanced. It's very accessible. There we go. There's our respawn. For example, we did Loot Crash multi-ball. We're about to start Victory Lap multi-ball. There's one more, which is Track Builder multi-ball. You get by hitting the left saucer until you get into the multi-ball. All three of those, you actually have to play. You don't have to get a super jackpot on them, but you actually have to be able to start the modes, and when you exit out of the last mode, it'll award the Shark Cruiser in the middle. So you can see I've got to start 3 multi-balls just to get to one of the hero cars, or get one of the hero cars unlocked. Oops, just let one go. The bottom one, Rip Rod's probably the easiest of the 3, because to do that you just have to play Redline Mania for the first time in the game. And you do that just by hitting the RPM targets until you max out and blow off attack. So it's kind of like Redline Mania in Getaway, High Speed 2. Ooh. Kind of, yep, reseated the cables, didn't see the hip, I'll try a new cable. The light turns on and off again. Network setting page says it is installed, need to look closer. Nope.
Just a bit stuff. Keep going.
Well, we had the save. Save uses time to play instead of troubleshoot. That's fair enough. I mean, we've been playing pinball for a long time without achievements, so, you know, what's a little bit more time. Alright, so that starts our Track Builder multi-ball, which is the last one of the 3 we need for Shark Cruiser. And I ask you to, welcome back to the Flipstream Arcade. Good to see you. That's right, we'll just let that one go. There we go. That starts our 3-ball multi-ball. Just like that. Oh, that's fine. We don't want that one anyway. Ooh. We got some epics running. Decent game going. He says as he drains out of the multi-ball. So yeah, so there's our Shark Cruiser. It'll give us the crowd cheering here. So how's your USB Thunderbolt splitter woes going there, Ice Dude? Did you get that figured out yet? One more ramp. Nope, not that ramp. Well, let's please not drain out. I don't want to lose my progress. Should have been a car hit. Now let's hit a RPM letter. Let's get into Redline Mania, so because that because it started the second mode. Like I said, when we exit, that's going to get us Rip Rod and will light extra ball for us. So give us a always nice to have the extra ball safety net. But we're almost done with the epic features, and when we are done with those, that will get us Bone Shaker hero card. In the meantime, we're Redline Mania, so this is typical, hit every shot kind of for jackpots, and then all of them for a super. And it's a time mode, unlimited ball save, 4-ball multi-ball. What do we need? Just the kicker, huh? That'll be tough. Yeah, I need a... if I had more time to roll for the one that came down the ramp, I might have been able to get it. Someone added extra stuff, but is still struggling playing Clippy Shadows after all the sources were added and Nightbot was running. Interesting. Interesting. One of the big things I would also suggest you do.
New news. Extra
It's
ball
whole.
is
Just movies studying for the display below me. One of the things you might want to do is with your OBS, if you can reproduce it when you're recording and not necessarily streaming, or sometime when you're streaming, there's an option. I think if you go to help, you can do upload current log file, and then it'll bring a screen that'll pop up in the middle with a website address, and there's an analyze button on the right. Hit that analyze button, and it'll take a look at the log file, and it will let you know if it spots anything that might be, of issue. Let me see, is it, yeah, I think it's help. Yeah, help log files, and then upload current log file. But you're best doing it. I'm reloading? I'm reloading? No, I don't look like I'm dropping frames. There. Let me know when you're done reloading, and I will attempt to explain.
Ready to be epic.
See if we can pick up that extra ball. Oh my goodness, that was close. Holy cow. Holy cow.
new news.
I really don't want to lose our epics here. I really don't want to hit that collect before we drain out.
New track.
My side of the wheel, so whatever you were saying, I lost. Well, I apologize. I realized my bandwidth was like skyrocketing there.
Yeah, man.
Yes! We got it! Woo! So if in OBS, next time you're streaming, if you're getting that stuttering, if you can get it when you're recording, then you don't have to worry about streaming, but you can do it when you're streaming as well. If you go to help log files and upload current log file, you'll see it'll pause for a second, upload the log, and then you'll see a window pop up like right in the middle of the screen on OBS, and it'll have a website address. And so there, and then there'll be a button on the right that'll say Analyze, that you can click Analyze, and it will actually parse through your log file and let you know if there's major errors or common errors, and it'll tell you stuff like hey, you've got a setting wrong here, or your stream is not your band rate is not high enough, or you're having encoder problems, or all kinds of different stuff along those lines. So it might be helpful diagnosing your issue. Let's move our epic letter, because I want to get the last that last epic mode going. So the last one we have is in the center. So once we hit start, that'll start the what is it, the ultimate epic feature? Or basically you have to do 40 somethings on the table. So any one of the other
Everything is epic.
that sucks. We qualified and then just bailed out. You're welcome. Hopefully it'll help. It's helped me find a couple things, like turn off gaming mode and just other goofy things on the Windows operating system you might not know about.
Same player. Shoot again.
That really sucks to have to requalify the epic lights again. But it might clue you into what's going on, or if there's some stuttering, or there's an issue accessing something off the drive. It'll help you kind of fine tune things a bit. All right. Oh my goodness, that was not great. The sources and quality seem okay with the input itself, so that's good. One of the other things I've noticed is it's better for OBS if you use like WebM video files as opposed to like an MOV.
Way to go, man.
Especially because most folks want transparency. I mean, that's how I do most of my alerts. It's all transparent stuff and video overlays. But WebM, even though it's not officially supported, you can actually do an alpha channel and do transparency. They play a lot better in OBS, but you want to make sure that, at least from my experience, you're using the VP8 WebM encoder, not VP9, because it really kind of struggles with VP9. Oh, and thank you for shilling the store there, Control Bot. Appreciate that. All right.
Ready for another round?
Yeah, we got to get through some of these battles.
Track added.
So, well, like I said, hopefully you'll find it. You know, if you see something and you're stumped, you can always, you know, hit me on Discord, and I'll try to get back to you when I can. So I know how frustrating it is to deal with
Got another.
OBS streaming issues.
Ready to be epic.
There we go. Oh, really? We're gonna blow through all the last couple balls of the game, aren't we? A decent score, though. 1.8 billion. I mean, it's not close to our top score ever, but it's respectably high.
Everything is epic.
Wow, it actually gives us credit for 3 whenever I was hitting one of the ramps. That's interesting. I wonder if that's by design or not. What I really want to do is skin into the pops, because that's the easiest way to finish track roll multi-ball. Whew. May just be that I'm running 6,000 bitrate when I only have about 11 megabits per second up. Perhaps I'm making out my band. I'm assuming maxing out my bandwidth. So when I go collect a click from someone's trying to redisplay it, maybe it's just too much. Possibly. From my experience, the difference for pinball streaming between 4,000 and 6,000 is almost negligible. I'm right now doing 3,500 at 720. Which it's only 720, so if you're, you know, running this full screen, it's going to be kind of fuzzy because it's stretched out. But yeah, you generally don't need to go all the way up to 6K max Twitch for specifically for pinball streaming. That's helpful. Ooh. That's a lot more helpful. Ooh boy.
New track is looking
Oh boy. Having a higher bitrate like that for 1080p is helpful if you're doing a lot of like FPS games. There's a lot of particle effects because big changes to the screen, like big particle effects, emote icon explosions, those sorts of things, where there's a lot of changes happening on the screen, will absolutely tank the compression and push your bitrate requirements higher. But yeah, I would say I would experiment and maybe try dropping to like 4,000 or 4,500. There we go.
epic.
Whew, got it. And see if that might help a bit. There's our bone shaker. Oh, come on, get in there and start the multi-ball. Really?
Watch out, he's throwing colors.
New. Extra ball.
Ooh, yep, we want that.
Epic feature ready.
We really want that. Oh, come on! Really?
Oh, that almost got me.
There. Whew. Oh, goodness.
New news.
We needed that extra ball. But I do decide to start going in the red on CPU and rendering live when I do it. So it could just be the built-in Intel XE graphics not being able to do it.
Complete.
Seems like the network doesn't drop frames at the time. Yeah, I mean, it, you may need to look into, like, stream effects. Because I don't know if the Intel XE will support, oh, what is it? Also, it's like QXE or something. I can't remember what the Intel's encoding is. It's like NVENC that NVIDIA has, but it's Intel's version. Jeez, I stopped it. You gotta finish Gorilla Mode. No. I don't know if that chip will actually support it or not.
New news. The gorilla was last seen on the ramps.
Okay, so now we have to do our 2 ramps, and then either one of the saucers to finish off the mode. So that's one. Oh boy, no! Oh well. Try and see if we can do a post pass. The pass mode laptop, I noticed if it disabled the cam input right before playing a shout out clip, it ran smoother. Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be a coding CPU issue. Oh my goodness. Well, thank goodness we had that extra ball. And again, that's not the way we like to finish the battles, especially since we only had to hit either one of the saucers and would have finished it.
New news. Same player.
So,
Shoot again.
we're pretty close to the end mode, so we've got 2 more battles we have to do, and then start Car Chaos. So for Car Chaos, we have to mark car targets, and then we'll have the mystery light come up here for the Draven Tower right saucer shot. For Roger Dodger, which is the last one, we have 2 more battles we have to do. You have to do T-Rex, and then you have to do Draven afterwards. I have never beaten the Draven battle. I've been very close, but we have never actually made it all the way through to the end. So hopefully we'll break the streak here tonight. Let's rotate some letters.
Another position.
That didn't help us. They put the letter we needed in the same spot. Nope. Bummer. Hey, look, it's not bad. 2 billion for game 2. It's not bad. It's game 2, right?
Great.
So I have
Player
to
1.
keep drinking something, otherwise I'm going to be hoarse by the end of this thing. Ice card number 2. I'll say, nobody's done anything in the stream so far, so I get that one. Your network quality seems for better tonight than the past. Did you get some Starlink updates? They're updating constantly. I did notice, again, using the log analyzer thing, that it was saying that my bandwidth wasn't quite high enough, and I think that might have been part of it. Because I dropped down to 720 at 60, and I set it to 3000 kbps. And I think it was struggling trying to actually keep it down to 3000. But during the intro for tonight's stream, I actually went up to 3500, and I think it actually helped a little bit. But I am looking into, like I said, a different solution to see if we can get things working a little smoother overall. Because it's the local cable company with the cable modem I have will hopefully solve some of the issues, because they supposedly offer gigabit. Yeah, we'll see. But it's about, with a new price hike, so it's about $40 a month cheaper. So I can't really turtle my nose to that kind of a price difference, you know, per month. And they dropped their bandwidth cap, which is the other big thing for the top end tier plan. So I'm like, well, all right. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I would like to get back into streaming at 1080. Oh, dang it. I could have saved that if I did something earlier. So, hopefully things are more stable. He says he looks over and it immediately goes to red and drops frames. Yeah, I need to spend some time with this camera to see if I can figure out what's going on as far as all this breathing and stuff. That was a nice little las. Nope, get up there. Oh, or we're gonna lose it. Sorry, we're gonna have a little parked. Get up there. There we go. Pick up the super. I love doing that super. It's so much fun. Okay, yeah, now's the time to hit the turbo boost. While we're maxed out with attack. Oh, come on. Oh. Nope, couldn't save it. Woo! They gave us another ball? They gave us another ball. I'm not going to complain about that. I don't know why it gave us another ball, but I'll take it.
Turbo boost exhausted.
That was a lousy turbo boost. I was kind of hoping for more out of that. Some 110, the next year is 210, then 420, and then 1040. So even if I move up a tier, upload's not any better. Yeah, but you also have to remember the downstream is totally independent of your upstream. So you could be uploading and downloading at the same time, and you shouldn't have a problem. Now for me, oh there we go. Start red line mania without hitting an RPM target. For me, I didn't want to be reliant. Oh here, just I can do this now. I can find it.
Red line mania.
Wow, that's too dark. Next time. Ugh. Next time we'll do it. So you can see the light effects. But for my stream, I wanted to be... Ooh, that was a fast super jackpot. Holy cow. I wanted to be self-reliant. So I didn't want anything posted externally. So I don't use Stream Elements. I didn't use Streamlabs. All my alerts, everything is all done through the ORM board. Holy cow, are we gonna get a double super? That'd be a first. We have to hit the orbit. Just right there. Holy cow! That's 2 super jackpots. Holy cow! Woo! We need to clip that one. What's that? 285 million off of first Redline Mania. That was nice. No, but I hear you. The plan I'm looking at's 1,030. You know, right now I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, I didn't think you were gonna give me that one. I think right now my internet's like 150 to 200 down and 20 to 30 up, and it's like $100 a month. And actually just went up. It's like 109 or 110, something like that. Most annoying thing is they don't tell you any of the upload speeds for any tier or had to download local price rate cards in order to see the upload numbers. Yeah, and you know, none of it's guaranteed. But you know, keep in mind, I was streaming 1080p on a 3010 connection, and it was working. So, granted, it's, you know, bi-directional that way, but people like Jedi get 1,000 bi-directional. Well, yeah, but he's also on fiber. I mean, trust me, if I could get fiber and I was closer to downtown, I would. No, but it's really common that unless you have a fiber connection, most of the time you're going to be asymmetrical as far as your speeds. Wow. Okay. It's alright. You don't want to play that game anyway. That was fine. We can start over.
Player 1. Way to go!
Way to go! Yeah, Red Line Champ. Yeah, that was awesome. Woo. Yeah, first time, first double super jackpot. I mean, too bad the rest of the game wasn't all that great, but that was fun. So I love this game. It's so much fun. Just the rules are great. You know, you can actually put in some work with the multi-ball and you stack your things. You can actually see some point benefits for it. So based on this, I jumped up to 420. I get no jump and upload speed, which sucks. I mean, it does suck, but you should be able to handle. You should be able to handle everything just fine with 10 megabit upload. Like I said, I was doing 3010 and 1080p was working. So, hey, it's up to you. But I definitely hear your complaint. It does kind of suck, but it's unusual for most people to need more than a 10 megabit upload because unless they're sending an attachment on an email, they're not really needing any kind of upload bandwidth. I mean, the other thing you could do is call your ISP and see if they could put together a custom package for you. They might be willing to do that. To say, you know, hey, I don't really necessarily need as much on the down, but I could use a little bit more up because they do Twitch streaming. You know, can we work out a different monthly rate? Maybe I pay a little bit more for you know, do 320 instead of 310. Pay an extra $5 a month. Uh-oh. Alabama Pinball. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Flipstream Arcade.
Oh, you want to battle? Let's see what you got.
You're playing Hot Wheels tonight. Ooh. Nope. Didn't start the battle over there either. Right, settle down. Alright, let's see if we can backhand it. Nope. Yeah. Alright, he get into one of the scoops. Oh, come on. I can do better than that. There we go. So we'll get our case of war and then we'll start the next battle. Hold bonus. We'll take it. Oh, Cobra's my favorite.
Look how fast you're going, man!
Yeah, just got another.
Let that bounce.
Turbo boost exhaust. Oh, dude!
Oh,
Epic!
you need to hit the purple shots before they start relighting. Also wouldn't mind collecting that car epic feature, so we don't have to repeat that again. Because if we drain out in the middle of the mode, we lose the progress and we have to relight it and recollect it.
One got away!
Yeah, see, now they're starting to relight. There we go. Woo! Oop, that was interesting. My flipper button tweaked there a little bit. Oh boy! Alright, we'll take it. Thanks, Lynn.
Just for hopping the city, it is never boring.
It is never boring. There we go. That's what I wanted. I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, and I don't drain after. We got Cobras out of the way at least. Yeah, that is definitely the hardest non-Draven battle of the four. Just because, again, they relight themselves if you don't collect all the shots fast enough.
Track multi-ball.
Let's see. I think it's the only multi-ball we've done in this game.
Start 3-ball multi-ball.
No, I don't think we're gonna. You got 15 seconds. No, that was signed. Sort of. Oh, I guess we didn't have a turbo. I still should have done the kickback. Why did it get into the ball? Why did it just do an add-a-ball? I didn't get the... What, did I get enough jackpots or something? I have to look at the rules on that. There's a super... Our Mega Ultra Turbo is over there on the kickback. Nope, stay and play. Thank you. No. Ooh. Ah! Do you think I could use... Sorry, whoop, that's a bit longer. I'll get there. Sorry. How many more ramps do I need? I can't see in this mode on that screen. Oh, one ramp? That's it? Ooh, boy. That was a fun Laz. Let's see if we can get our right ramp. Nope. Totally missed that one. I'm shooting too early. Okay, now I got a breather. Do you think I can use Leon Board 2 to deactivate a source or two while clip shutout plays and then re-enable after the clip is dead? Or does it just turn sources without deactivating the source? You can toggle visibility on sources, and then there's an option that it will unload, oh, bummer. That it will unload the source when it's not in display, which I would recommend using. That's what I do for all of mine. So all my alerts, they just unload because I'm on an SSD, so they load super quick. And it's a WebM, so it'll start streaming pretty quickly. But yeah, it's Leon Board 2 does everything here, like everything. There's no stream elements, there's no Streamlabs, there's no gift bot. It's all Leon Board. Like this! With Arthur Pendragon, resubscribing at Tier 1 for 7 months now in total. Thank you so much, Arthur Pendragon, and welcome back to the arcade. All of that you just saw was all powered by the Leon Board. So the detection, the alerts, the big thank you notice, all of it was all thanks to Arthur Pendragon first, but yeah, it's all Leon Board powered. So yeah, there's no videos, everything is stored locally. The only thing that I go out to, obviously, other than uploading to Twitch, is my lights. And I'm working on a solution for that because the new Leon Board 2 can send UDP packets, which means I'm trying to get to the point where I don't even have to go to the net for that anymore. So maybe have it swap scenes rather than try to overlay the shoutout on top of everything in the scene. What I would recommend is what I do. So I have all my alerts in one scene, and then I just inject that scene into another scene. So over there, where the text is, just like that, Astronacy coming in with a raid with 19. I could not have timed that any better, for an example. Well, thank you for bringing 11 fantastic brand new pinball friends into the chat room. I greatly appreciate that. How are you doing? How was the stream?
Hello, Arthur Pendragon. Is it time for land grab?
And you must be the Monopoly guy. Hey.
Thanks for the free parking. still cracks me up. How's Modern Awesome Pinball treating you? It's going fantastic. Astronaut say, hello, your wheels are hot. Yes, they are very hot. In fact, they are on fire right there in the middle of the screen. Absolutely. But thank you. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Hopefully everyone is enjoying some fun virtual pinball. I tried to pop in to see what you were up to, but I couldn't quite gather from the thumbnail what you were streaming tonight. So hopefully it went well. Hopefully you had a good stream tonight. I was talking shop while we were playing some Hot Wheels. Ice was talking about doing some scene stuff. But what I was explaining is I have all of my alerts. Mostly drinking, it was like 60% drinking and 15% pinball. The rest was lost time. Isn't that what pinball's about? I mean, just hanging out, drinking, it's a little bit of pinball.
I'll tell you who's
I mean, I am as well. I mean, it's Pepsi tonight, but
because I'm evil.
Well, that's the subpar police we're
normally I'll be drinking I'll be drinking some sort of aiming juice. But I got an important meeting tomorrow, so I have to another raid. Holy cow. You raided twice. That's okay. Well, now you get to see both. You get to see both raid alerts. That was like perfectly timed because I was talking with Ice about how I handle all of my alerts and messages because I don't use Stream Elements or Streamlabs. It's all local with the Yarn board. And I had a scene and overlay, and then you come raiding in, and all my lights are going off. The movie's playing, so that was perfect timing. So, hey, welcome, and thanks everybody for hanging out here. This is physical pinball tonight, not virtual pinball. I do virtual pinballs on some nights, but you know, it's usually some of the actual physical machines. But at the end of the day, it's all real pinball, right? Just, you know, whatever you've got access to. This is real life? I think so, Astronacy. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure this is real life. It could just be fantasy. Or, you know, caught in a landslide with no escape from reality. I'm not sure. Terry Red, welcome. First time popping in the chat, or at least since they've added the feature. Such a cool real pin, Hot Wheels. Yes, this is a fantastic pin. I would love to see this emulated, so more people get a chance to play it. Astronauts, we have a Hot Wheels one of my pinball spots, and it's pretty cool. I hate the back box. Is because of the off-center screen. Yeah, I'm okay with the back box because I've seen the wow. Is it original real life or a divergent reality? Who knows? Well, Willie C. Walker, thank you very much for the follow. Well played, Flipstream. My brain went right to that song. Well, then, mission accomplished. Yeah, I like the Cruisy DMD animations. Yeah, I do like all this stuff. All of the just have a regular back box. Why reinvent the wheel? But Astronaut, the one thing you do have to realize is the artwork is actually, it's a painted back glass. It is not a translite. Not something you see in a lot of modern pins these days. Most of the time it's all translites. It is a little funky that it's off center. So you can't really see it on mine, but if you're looking at the back box, it's off to the side a little bit. But I mean, I guess it fits the artwork. And it works. It works. I do kind of like the modern approach for JGP and having a larger screen. But yeah, you know, it's fun. Okay, let's just hit all 3 RPM targets and kick right into a Redline Mania. In American Pinball Bumps. American Pinball Bumps. Oh, for the speakers? Yeah, it's alright. I'll tell you though, these things are built like a freaking tank. So everybody unfortunately missed the, oh, somebody switched sides. Thank you for doing that, whoever did that. It was a terrible game otherwise, but we had my first double super jackpot in a Redline Mania, so that was kind of fun. So we got the ramp and the right orbit. So if we can get some of these other pinballs out of the way, and I can actually hit my shots. Oh, my stupid nose.
Stand by. Engine cools.
Yeah, I just woke up. Oh, it's Ice Skidoo. Thank you for switching sides, Ice Skidoo. Anyways, like I was saying, you know, after all this stuff, I've got all my sources into one scene for the alerts. So all the alert movies, the welcome messages, the alerts for bits and subs and gift subs and all that stuff. It's all in one scene, and then I add that one scene inside of the frame over there now, where the chat goes. So there's a chat webpage, which is also locally hosted, that connects into Twitch. And then I have over top of that, and Ice Skidoo redeeming the tiny Flipstream Flex. Thank you very so much. We're all just a tiny bit impressed there. But over top of that chat webpage is the scene, embedded scene that has all the alerts. So I just play them in that alert scene, and then you just play on the screen. Same thing when I go full screen, it'll be over here to the side. I just have the same source turned on, and there's one that's hidden like right here that you can't see otherwise. No more swapping top to bottom. No, I don't have that. I could probably turn it back on. Nobody's really using it. So I just, I opted to get rid of it.
Yo, dude, epic loops.
But I've also changed some of the emotes. So we've got some new emotes here in the chat room. Most of the new ones do have sounds. There's one more on the way, waiting approval. I'm replacing the crappy temporary #1 animated emote.
Here comes another car.
Gonna put something else in there instead.
Here comes another car.
New news.
Oh, okay, now we need the ramps. So there's one ramp. Let's jump over and see if we can get that other ramp or not. Should your player can't go upside down for like 30 seconds. I could look into something like that. Ooh. I mean, you can freeze the webcam. So it's nice because it started the race. It does still give us credit for the for not going all the way at the ramp, because normally you have to actually get enough momentum. If it ends up bailing out and coming down the shooter lane, it doesn't count for the Godzilla finish. And that finishes our battle. Oh, we're on ball 3 though. So maybe we'll see about making them come back. But yeah, so like I said, I've got new emotes. Trying some other stuff. Holy cow! I wasn't ready. I'm still gonna drain. Oh well, that was ball 3. But I have to wipe my hands. I don't want to be all snotty on camera. At least that's not how I normally am. Hey, what's Brock? Thank you so much for the follow. Another new name and a new pinball friend here in the Flipstream Arcade. Awesome. And my only concern is MBT3K already has his or the playfield to flip upside down. So I try not to do too much stuff that's derivative, you know. Try to be original. I'm really kicking in that myself that he thought of the inner monologue thing first, because I love that. that was brilliant, and I'm very jealous, and I won't do it because he's already got it going. And that does remind. I may do something similar though, kind of same but different. So we'll see. Oh, thank you for knocking me out. I appreciate that. What was that Ice Skidoo? Oh. It's trying out all the alerts. That's fine. That's why they're there. Okay, ramp? No, no ramp. Now, one of the other things I want to look at doing here, one of these nights coming up, is a Wheelo VTX. where I actually have a bunch of different options and see just kind of randomly switch throughout the stream.
Turbo boost active.
Because of all the virtual pinball I've played, I have not done visual pinball yet. Oops, I didn't need the ramp, I need the orbit. Yep, that's still the ramp. I need the orbit.
Dude, turbo boost
Orbit.
exhausted.
Okay, fine. We'll get the award. Start the battle. It's fine. Okay, okay, yeah. So that did the ramp, and then we still need the orbit.
Now in 8th place.
Epic feature rip.
All right, there's one snake. Rattle, rattle. Fine, we'll backhand it. Nope, you're close. There's an orbit.
Plus one.
Let that bounce, and then let's see if we can get our ramp. Nope. Let that bounce again. Oh, that was kickback. Oh my goodness. What am I doing?
I really saw that going differently.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I totally dropped the flipper at the wrong time. Yeah, complete and total brain fart on that ball control there. So welcome again, everybody. Good to see just had lots of new names showing up here in the Flipstream arcade. Always cool. Always glad to have folks. And great. And now my webcam's freezing. Thanks, Ice-Q-Doo. Oh. Paladin Arcade, 69 bits. Nice. Alright, we'll build some track. But thank you. Welcome to the Flipstream Arcade to you as well. Paladin Arcade. These nights I want to get back into your pinball competition. Alright, we're gonna Redline Mania. So for those that, by the way, while we're talking about this, for those that aren't, please follow Ice-Q-Doo, Paladin Arcade. Who else we got? Astronicey. Let's see, who else we got in here? Please give them a follow. They're all fellow pinball streamers of either the physical or virtual variety.
What do you call an ugly dinosaur? An eyesore.
Oh, thank you for whoever redeemed the dad joke. Oh, Ice-Q-Doo. No, I take it back. I apologize. I was incorrect earlier. I said there was only one thing that I went out to the internet for, which is the lights. That's not true. There's two things, and you just heard the other one, which is the text-to-speech, because that's Google. Eventually, I'd like to enhance some of the chatbot capability. Have it be able to do conversations in chat, because I think that'd be kind of fun.
Welcome to Crash City.
But we're a long way out from being able to handle a group chat like that. Oh, we have some stuck lights. Some very confused lights.
And ready to be epic. Head to the Crash Zone.
They should fix themselves after the mode's over. I didn't want another ball. Had enough. Alright, we'll park one on the magnet for now. And let's see if we can get our shot up there to knock it off. Ooh. Ooh. And so for loop and crash, you know, it's reminiscent of the, you know, setting up two cars to try and collide at the top of the loop. You have to earn the super setup, what the green lights are, by hitting enough of the either the loops, which we just hit, or pop bumpers. So you can see there's 55 crashes for the super. And then once that's done, you shoot one up the green lane and it will put one on the magnet like that. And you have to shoot another one up behind it. Ugh, that was the worst post pass ever. You have to shoot another one up behind it, something like that. You know, but we'll just pretend it actually went up the orbit. And it will hit it off of the magnet. Again, kind of colliding in midair like I was saying at the top of the loops.
Here's another ball. The pit stop is ready.
No! I apologize if I'm not reading chat very quickly. I am barely able to play multi-ball, let alone read chat and play multi-ball. But rest assured, I will read it as soon as I'm cradled up or exit the multi-ball, whichever comes first. Okay, there we go. Nope, that did not work out at all like I wanted. Oh! Holy cow, what are you doing, ball? Nope, we need a... No, that's not at all what we needed. Alright, fine. Just fine, be done. Yeah, so the more I think about it, the more I like maybe putting shoutouts in a separate scene. That way I can have the music and our game sound emitted from said scene. It's not trying to come by. Exactly. Well, you've got full control over. You don't have to deal with, you know, like a one source from. Wow, we got a serious Technicolor light show going on here. You don't have to worry about, you know, trying to balance the audio and the different sources or whatever. It's all coming through a single web page. Everything's independent and can be controlled independently.
Wait until you see my next creature.
I have no idea what I'm doing because I can't see because all the lights are weird. See if we can, no, I think I'm out of marks. Alright, so I think we have victory lap ready. I can't really tell. I'm pretty sure. What ball are we on? Ball 3? Oh. I just don't know how I can figure the timing of switchbacks as each clip is different length. Well, that's what most of mine are a different length. I mean, I tried to keep them somewhat close. Hey, Dalton Pinball. Hot Wheels. Is that like Cool Whip? So like I said, I have to keep drinking some, otherwise I'm going to be hoarse by the end. So with all mine, I've got a queuing system. So as things come in, they just get put into a stack in memory, and then I just play them one at a time off the stack. But it uses a flagging system. So for every single movie, it's a different length. It's no big deal because I just have it play, and then I build a little bit of a buffer time on each one. So if it's 11 seconds long, I have the button last 11 seconds, and then it pulls the cue like 3 seconds later. And then the next one gets pulled, and it plays the next movie. If the next one's 8 seconds, then it plays the movie for 8 seconds, waits another 2, and then pulls the next one off the stack, and keeps going until it runs out of the stack. Again, there's some starter stuff for the onboard too to get you running. That will hopefully make it easy to get started, because it'll do things like welcome messages, and it'll do chat commands and all that kind of stuff. Had a bad dream where I became a TP, then I changed it to Wigmop. Relax, man. You're just you're too tense. You thought I didn't know that one. I mean, come on, they used that one in World of Warcraft. That's what my therapist said. Can we? Nope. No backhand. No backhand to the right ramp. Ooh. still think the Lord of the Rings spoof was the funniest joke from Humans in World of Warcraft. Called them, hey, the king's back! Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? I guess we could do a Red Line Mania. Or just go out the red outlane. Whatever. Free? free. But if it's pulling clips randomly from other streamer clip banks that are different lengths, I don't know how I get Leo on board to figure out the amount of time to keep the same swap. There's extensions you can get that will actually find out the length of the clip, and you can then work things accordingly. So, that's how. The solution is, it's built in. Sort of. I mean, I think it's an extension, but... I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff. I can have a post to Discord, and... Lynn in Denver, welcome to the chat. Another streamer of the virtual variety. So please give Lynn Denver a follow. Looks like you're out of Outlean Chow again. Unfortunately, they're still out of stock at the store. Yeah, that is a bummer.
10th place. Nice acceleration on that pass.
Are we get? Oh, okay. No, don't.
Epic cars, yeah.
I kind of didn't want to start up at cars without something else, but that's fine, I guess. I guess we'll just deal. Woo! Oh, somebody switched side again. Yeah, knock knock. Who's there, Dewey? Must be Dewey Tapas. Alright, so we have the epic feature done, which means we hit our required number of car targets. So now we have to hit that target way over there to do our collect. Which I'm really happy about. I hit that on the first time, because I never hit that thing on the first time. Okay, did that count as a tap pass? Well, in the RPMs more. Almost Red Line Mini. Yeah, I should have. I probably should have. It's such a dangerous shot, though. Then we're already on ball 3.
Restaurant server, sorry about your wait. Me. Are you saying I'm fat?
Oh, thanks, ControlBot. Although, the RPM targets are not the only way to get in a Red Line Mania. It's usually the easiest, but it's not the only way.
Oh man, pizza!
Alright. I had a hard time reading which flipper that was going to end up on. I have dyslexia. Yeah, I don't know, Dalton. Some of these jokes are, I think, older than you are. Oh, well, that was a terrible ball one. There we go. There's Red Line Mania. Oh, here. Oh. I do that and then somebody crashes the stream. Yeah, that's why I said it's a grandpa joke. Yeah, it's not a dad joke, it's a grandpa joke. Oh, our music's confused. It's starting over. I think we're gonna need to reboot the machine. I have no idea what mode it's in. There was an attempt, yes. Thank you, Dalton Pinball. I have no idea how much time is left because I can usually tell. But okay, now we've got like 5 seconds left. Because the music is very, very confused.
Engine cools.
Yeah, I think after this game we're going to turn it off. We'll reboot, clear out the memory, all that fun stuff. The nice thing is it's a pretty fast booting machine, so I don't have to wait 10 minutes for it to boot up or anything.
Rip Rod.
Rip Rod! Nothing? Alright. Oh, that's right. We don't get the skill shot after our Redline Mania.
Man, go for turbo boost.
I was going to go for the 12-play shot, but
I'm
I
sorry,
totally missed.
said the barman. We don't serve time travelers. A time traveler walks into a bar.
Oh, somebody set off the dogs. Rattle, rattle. Oh, can't backhand it either. There we go. Finally. No!
That's a bummer.
It is a bummer. No, but for those subscribers in the chat, check out the new emotes. There's new stuff. I got rid of the ones that nobody liked or nobody used. Put new ones in that I hope more people will be interested in. And they all make noise.
New track.
Haunt dogs, yeah.
Ready to be
Yeah, they don't need help. They're terriers or mixes.
Ooh, epic pops.
Epic pops.
Ooh, cars.
That's right, we wanted to reboot anyway. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Skip it. I guess I really didn't wait. It wasn't like I was going to bust a high score on that one. Alright, I need to disconnect this for a second. Holy cow, we're dropping frames again. Frames, come back. We miss you, Frames. Where'd you go, Frames? They're coming back. Oh, wait. Did it pick up the screen size? Okay, there it goes. Boop. Yay! Yeah, so pro tip. That wasn't just frames, that was a whole frame shop. Yeah, that was it was definitely interesting. Yeah, fun fact with this, with at least with American, I imagine Jersey Jack might be the same multimorphic also. When you're capturing the audio, or well, I guess that too, but the video, it's an HDMI splitter, so I can see it, and all of you can see it right down there as well. I mean, it's just a regular HDMI splitter. There's nothing fancy about it. But I have to unplug it from the capture card, because if I turn it on first,
Who is responsible?
if I turn on the table first while it's plugged in, it picks up the wrong resolution for the screen, because it's the actual physical screen is 768, not 1080. And if I leave it plugged in, it'll pick up as 1080, and then like the score will end up getting cut off, and it'll be all weird on the screen, because it'll maximize to whatever screen size is available. So it just gets all screwy if it's plugged into the computer first. So I have to turn it off, unplug it, turn it back on, wait for it to get past screen detection. Then I can plug in the capture card again. How do I get the display to go solid black and there's no signal? That is just a feature of the card. It's this camera and the the playfield cam are done through Elgato Cam Links, but but this camera is one of those little cheapy USB capture.
Oh, poop.
Anyways, it's one of those cheap USB capture devices, and when it doesn't have video feed, it just goes to a blank screen. Yeah, my system upstairs, which uses Magewell, much higher quality,
Your engine.
it does test bars. So you see the color test bar pattern instead.
Oh, that's not good.
Fine. Yeah, mine always says color bars are just like, you might be able to go into the settings and try to change it, but that it just might be the fact of the card that you're using. Like most of the Elgato capture cards have the Elgato, and then you see the logo in the middle. I said my Magewells do the color bar, the test bars. It might just be that it is what it is.
Hey, save me a slice for later.
Yeah, stay. 11th place. There's our 11th place. I mean, the only other thing you can do is put a temporary source that's higher in the stack. So when you know the device is going to be off, you can just display your temporary whatever. Just make like a picture with your stream logo or something in the middle of it. Hey, there's our ramp we needed. But that's also knowing in advance that you're going to have a disconnect or whatever. Start a creature battle, and it's Cobras, my favorite. Not really. Alright, there's one. There's two. That bounce over. It was almost three. Yep. Well, finish the mode and the game.
I really saw that going differently.
So nobody said anything about the playfield being really dark, so I'd rather just buy the same device you have. Can. They're just like the little cheap $20, there's ones that are just the card. This one's like, it's the brick and then it has like a short little USB tail on it, but they're same chip, it's just a little bigger. The only downside is it does weird things to the image quality for the compression. And they also don't support 60 frames a second at anything higher than 720, which I'm not even sure then. But because the displays, the DMD stuff isn't 60 frames, it doesn't matter. That's why I have the other stuff on Elgatos, because they actually do support 1080 60. Because the cheapy ones, they do actually can't. Haven't seen much. Have you figured out a second streaming night? Yes, I have settled on going back to Thursdays. I think that's working best for me, the Flipstream family, Arcade, and all the stream and everything else. I think we're going to go back to Sunday, Thursday. Yeah, I was going to stream on Friday. I had an issue with, I actually suffer from AFib, so I had kind of a bad night that night. So I ended up not actually streaming on Friday. So I apologize for those of you that were actually looking forward to the stream on Friday. Hey, I really do appreciate that and watching out, but yeah, I really do regret not being able to stream. But, you know, I ended up taking some, it's not life-threatening or anything, but it does make me feel like crap with the medication I have to make it go away. So, you know, standing up and playing pinball for 2 to 3 hours was not really a great option on Friday, unfortunately.
Passing on the inside.
Oh man. But yeah, sorry, the Pendragon. So we are settled to a 2-night-a-week schedule. This upcoming week, I might maybe try to do some extra nights. I'm not sure. We'll still do Sunday, Thursday, but there might just be some surprise kind of nights. But we'll see. depends on how the scheduling goes. It stinks, and it does, but you know, it's life. We deal, right? You know, it's we do what we can. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have a great mechanism to let folks know. You know, I will post stuff onto Twitch or not when I'm streaming. Sometimes the day before or day of, but you know, it's not a something I do a lot. So I don't, you know, I don't have a huge follower base or anything like that, and I don't see it going to Beltrail. Yeah, no, I figured, but thank you. I don't have a ton of need for my own Discord yet, at least at this point. There's enough Discord servers out there. Just piggyback on the Pinball channel. Then it did. Okay, need headbed. There's a warm house I need to put my cold feet on. Well, good for you. Rest well. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you'll get warm feet soon. And that's a bummer for me. You know, my feet get cold and I'm done. All right, up and over. Room.
Time to be epic.
Time to be epic. Oh, come on, just hit the ramp. You almost knocked my light down. So like I was saying at the very beginning of the stream, the new light seemed to be working pretty well. It looks like, isn't that what wives always... Yes.
So, you think you're brave? Let's find out.
Another car passed.
There we go. Start a battle. Doop, doop. Oh my goodness. I was thinking, yeah, I could hit a target. I'm almost a red light mania, and then I shoot way too late and actually hit the bottom post. Ugh. Head was not there. Head was not there. Well, you know, momentary lapse of concentration.
You've got skill.
Bing.
Turbo boost ready.
I don't care about Turbo Boost. I want the Red Line Mania. Thank you. You skip Rip Rod. Well, we had some decent progress earlier. We had the 3 out of the 5 done. And well on the way to the other 2. Hopefully we'll get back there before the end, right? We still have some time. Jackpot! There's another one. There's another one. Yeah, this is a hit all of the lit shots. Clearing the last one will get you a super, and relight all of them, watch, rinse, repeat. What do we got? One more right after this. Oh boy. Let the bounce over. Oh. Oh, we need one more. This close. No, but I gotta tweak camera stuff. I want to look into it's a nice green screen we got there. And it's beta code. They're working on it. They made a bag on American Pinball. I want to look into a neutral density filter for this camera to see if I can cut down like where it's like the Hot Wheels. I can see it's lit, but it's like washed out on camera. So that's why I want to look and see if there's. And I was chatting about this in the Pinball Community Discord as well. What I was thinking. You know, looking into some sort of a neutral density filter, possibly polarization to help cut down on some of that washout. Because really it's just a matter of the exposure being too high, which is usually a sign there's not enough light. I can manually turn the exposure down, but then the playfield is really dark.
Oh, out of boost.
So we'll see what we can do. I'll have to look up and see how much the filters are. I don't want to spend, you know, $800. I mean, not that it would be that expensive, but you know, if it's a $10 filter, okay. But you know, I don't want to spend $40 for a ND filter.
I see a super ahead.
Boop. There we go. There's the super. It's probably one of the most inventive supers I've seen in pinball in a while. Holy cow, we've almost got all the epics qualified. We almost started them too. It is possible to do them all in one shot. Okay, speaking of starting them.
Check it out, loot.
Go up there and do some work, Ball. No, where are you going? Come back. Okay, we got the left out lane pit save going at the pit stop. Whee! That looked cool. Yeah, now's the time for a turbo, but I think we used it for this gear. Well, it must be getting late. Check out quiet. No, nope. Oh, we got the pit stop. Ew. Yay, trust bounce. It keeps wanting to start the Redline Mania, except I'm in the multi-ball, so it can't. Oh, my stupid nose. Oh my goodness, it's done. Oh no, don't drain out. Don't do that. That's crazy. Why did I kill this percentage skyrocketing so much? Not that much stuff changing. That's great. Yeah, it's hanging out, you know, 3,700, 3,500, and all of a sudden it skyrockets to like 9,000. What do we need? We need to do the collect. That's what we need to do. So we'll see if we can ski jump over. No, no, because we just lost ball 3 anyways. It doesn't matter.
Epic fail.
Yep, that was an epic fail, all right. That's what happens if you finish an epic mode and you haven't collected it and you've built up enough, because you can keep hitting the epic shots and it'll keep building your bonus.
Player one.
Great job.
All right, I will take the epic fail. Then Insanity Falls from Wii Cars, yes. Wii Cars indeed. Welcome back to Flipstream Arcade. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out on a Sunday night.
Start your engine.
Or Monday morning, you know, depending on where in the world folks are. Okay. How was it so fun? I 100% agree, Insanity Falls. It is an amazing table. We're going to dump that game and start over because that was just terrible. You have to remember, next time we get to Redline Mini, I'll turn off the table light so you can get the full light effect. You see more along the lines of what I see when it starts. Okay. 12th place. Nope, that was the loop. Really? Okay, that was a nice las. Thank you. Appreciate the las there, table. Wow, where did the timing go? There it is. Holy cow. That should not have been that hard. Yeah, if you're really quick, because it'll normally catch on the magnet, but if you get the timing right, you can actually have it skip. So instead of catching on the magnet, you can, as it passes the opto and starts the animation, you can hit both buttons and it'll skip catching on the magnet and just complete the orbit instead.
On the inside.
It's tough to get the timing down for it. I knew that was going to happen. Hot Wheels hard to film because it's so oversaturated, but on purpose because it looks good on a pin, just not on camera. And that is very true, and a lot of it has to do with the RGB lighting. I was just talking about it before you came in here a little bit ago. I want to look into a like a neutral density filter or something for I can tape onto the front of the CX405 and help cut down on some of the washout on the image.
Yeah, man. Epic loops.
Because you are absolutely correct. It's really hard to get on camera because of the. Because if I turn the exposure down to the point where like things like the Hot Wheels in the center isn't like all washed out, it's really dark. The camera's trying to correct an intentional design. Yeah. I mean, it's in person it looks fine. I mean, and it looks great, but like all this, you can barely read on camera where it says Hot Wheels. But if I turn down the exposure to where you can actually read the words, the rest of the playfield gets really, really dark. So again, I can make up for it and turn down the exposure, but it just maybe we can experiment. All of you can tell me if it looks bad or not. Well, since the
It is just not my day.
because I've got it turned down a little bit. You can't see it. Come on, there it goes. So if I turn it down a little further, so it looks better, but the whole table just looks really, really dark. Can your camera do auto white balancing? It does. So put a sheet of butcher paper over the game and a track mode and white balance to that. It doesn't set though, it's an automatic white balance. I mean, I can do.
It's your turn.
I think it's picking up enough light for it to. So the other thing I could do is actually take one of said beam lights and put it in there for, but that's going to be really, really hard to color balance. But no, it's just an exposure because the table's really dark. I mean, I could pitch these in a little bit more. Playing around because these are maxed out as far as the LEDs go.
Let's do this.
Oh, settle down, announcer. We'll get there. So, like I said, just jack and saturation C. I mean, yeah, I could do impromptu text stream. So, I mean, you can clearly see it says Hot Wheels. So it's absolutely crystal clear now. All in here, so you can see it. It looks amazing. It's just dark. Let me see if Nope, that's gonna wash it out.
It's your turn.
And I can turn up the contrast a little bit. So I turn up the saturation, it's just gonna, get all funky looking. You're cutting out the incidental light from the inserts.
Let's play.
Oh, settle down. Yeah, that just, back to partial. I need to expose rather than bring the blacks and mids back down. Yeah, and it's gonna take some tuning. I mean, that actually doesn't look terrible. I mean, you can actually see it, but like I said, it's just dark. The table itself is dark. I mean, just playing Hot Wheels without the lights, it's a dark table. Like, the whole area in here is like no light from the GI. I mean, for comparison, I could turn off. And that is just the GI table lights itself, and it is that dark to me. So as dark as you're seeing it, it is a dark table. Oh, gonna make it up the backhand. So I mean, lights do a ton.
Ready to be epic. Epic pops.
Track added.
Well, it doesn't help we have light glitches in the table itself. Because the GI is now blue, and it's never blue. Maybe cover the apron lights.
Complete.
Yeah. It's I said I'll have to keep tweaking it a bit. This is first night with the new pin stadium replacements. The ones I had before the right beam went toast. But yeah, it is. I do agree. It is definitely an overexposure issue because everything's getting washed out. So I've got to find a way to either get more light on it so I can not have to drive the exposure so high to make up for it. Because I'd rather not do it through color correction if I can avoid it. Oops, need to nudge the other way. So we're trying to black holes. Yeah, I don't have that much control over the camera. You know, I can do a manual control on the exposure, but I can't. It doesn't have that finite a control with the CX405. Anything else, I have to look at doing a filtering and custom LUTs and that sort of thing. But that's what I ultimately really need to do is because the GI is just way too well. No. The GI was actually blue. It wasn't that it was making it look blue, it was goofing up and it was so now they're actually lit the color they're supposed to be. But they are slightly blue because it's a very cool light, not a warm light. So in my opinion, it's gone a little too far color temperature wise. But now the GI should not be blue anymore. Yeah, every once in a while the game will mess up and some of the inserts will go to totally the wrong color or not light up or... It's a bug they think they've solved, but we're waiting on the next code revision. I mean, whatever, we can see what you're doing. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, that's really the big thing. It gets the point across. I am happy that it's a little sharper now, that it's not back the exposure down. Because like I said, you couldn't even see it was Hot Wheels, it was just a blur. I just don't like how dark it is. That's my only gripe with how it looks right now. This school just as it is. Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay. I mean, this is like the last, 5% of tweaking type stuff. So, yeah, it's that streamer perfectionist aspect. So it'll get there. What I really need to do is get my color balance cards and just build out the custom LUT for the 405. So then actually the white balance is correct versus what's
Time to release havoc on Hot
what
Wheels.
my eyeballs actually see versus what the camera sees. Because I think that'll go a long way too. But I do think the stadium light is blowing out the RGB, and you could get better results without them. Well, without the stadium lighting, that's all you get. Because that's all the GI puts out. And it's that dark for me as well. I mean, I can turn them down, but again, it's just making the table darker. Yeah, the CX405, it's not this camera. It's not exactly high end as far as picture quality, content. I mean, it's a camcorder. I mean, as it stands, I can't even do a filter. I'm gonna have to come up with a way of either caging it or doing just taping it to the front. Oh, yeah, it's too dark for that room. Yeah. I mean, and I can fix the issue by putting more light on it, and I have other lights. Just trying to keep the setup somewhat simplified. Because I've got LED bar lights that I was originally using before I got these two, which are LifeX. They're just bulbs, but they're high lumen. RGB. Well, they're RGB ICs, but you get the idea. Yeah, because some of the one of the alerts and one of the redemptions actually change the color, and they'll do different colors. But yeah, it's a factor of just Hot Wheels being an overall dark table. And our eyeballs adjust a lot better than the camera can. At least
feature ready.
At least the CX405. Whew. I mean, if money was no object, I could get a better camera for the playfield. They're expensive. And the CX405 works. Ooh, extra ball. Yeah, we'll take that. I mean, we're on ball 3 and don't even have a hero car unlocked yet, but we'll still take it. That was quick. Oh, advanced tech. That didn't really help us much. Okay, let's see if we can backhand that shot. There we go. Woo. I wonder if Alien is going to have that problem on camera. Most certainly, you're going to have any dark table. So Aliens, Hot Wheels, Stranger Things, especially when you're doing the upside down. It's very, very hard to do without good playfield camera equipment. Oh, dang it.
That's not good.
I started the shimmy earlier, I could have saved it. Oh well. But yeah, I would have, at least for the what is it? I think the standard edition, because the standard edition's darker. I think that one's going to be a lot harder to get on camera and with good quality.
Shoot again.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fixable issue. I mean, it's just a matter of getting more light on the table. Like I said, I'm just trying not to have to
Track multi-ball.
deal with 16 lights and all this crazy setup with
Start 3-ball multi-ball.
the stream. And I'm hoping I can get it down to where it's just the two. Just my two. Holy crap! The lights that are on the apron. You know, my custom pin stadiums.
Super jackpot.
All right. It looks so good in person, though. Yeah, I mean, Hot Wheels. It's a little dark, but again, the colors do look great because it's all RGB lighting. Like everything, GI, everything is RGB. Every insert. Yeah, all the inserts are basically just a gray color. But yeah, I mean, you've got. I haven't seen Alien in person. I've only seen, on stream for limited time. But Hot Wheels, like I said, Stranger Things. Stranger Things Upside Down is probably one of the hardest things for a pinball streamer to actually do and do well and actually have it look good because it's so dark and you end up having the same problem. You have to crank up the exposure to combat the darkness, but then all of the effects of the UV light and UV reactive stuff just gets totally washed out.
Son of a bitch.
High Voltage, well, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to Flipstream Arcade.
I'm in. What's the job? I'm in.
Glad we're entertaining folks enough for the follows tonight. It's absolutely fantastic. Always great to have more pinball friends around. Talking shop as I play here. Yeah, but I think you never Insanity Falls. It looks okay. I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, it looks a little better on my end because I'm only Stranger Things is a seizure box. It can be for some folks. Yeah, but that's also Stearns in general. Gary likes his flashers. So it doesn't look bad. I'm too much of a perfectionist, I guess, when it comes to the display and the layout and. And I'm only streaming 720, and that's mostly internet. Like right now, we're dropping frames. Because I'm only streaming at 720, I see things a little bit differently than all of you. So what I see is really clear. Same thing that eventually makes it up to YouTube. Doesn't look quite as great here directly on Twitch. So hopefully, once I get internet stuff switched and if the cable company stuff works out, that's a little bit more stable, I'll be able to go back up to streaming at 1080 again.
So, you want to battle?
I do want to battle. Apparently I can't battle though.
Epic loot. Squalito. Hopefully I'm saying that right. So welcome to the chat room here. Is Alien's a good pin? No, it's an excellent pin. It does look good. I think there looks to be like there's a couple of frustrating shots, but I've only seen it. I have not had an opportunity to play one. So it's kind of like Rush. I reserve judgment until I've had a chance to play it. Do. Yeah, apron lights are culprit number one. Again, they can be.
I do need to see what I can do to adjust these a little bit. So, I try and get them out of camera frame as much as I can.
That was totally epic.
All right, we got our epic picked up. That's good. Can I? And halfway to letting the next one.
New track.
The shots are a bit weird, isn't it? Not any weirder than some of the awkward shots in Twilight Zone. Best game ever made. It's debatable. It's debatable.
On the inside.
Don't get me wrong. I do like Twilight Zone and owned one for many, many years.
That almost got me.
It does feel a little repetitive, though.
Watch out. He's
And
throwing
yeah, the modes are a
cards.
little different, but some people are like, "What? He doesn't like Twilight Zone?" I'm like, "That's not what I said."
News. Gorilla is escaping on the ramps. Get him.
Just after owning one for many, many years, it's just kind of, eh. Nope, not enough oomph. Make it up the ramp. Well, that's not going to make it up the ramp. Neither will that. Up the ramp. I think we need a bit more RPM boost. You know, as your RPMs are higher, the magnet, as you're going around the orbit, it will help and throw the ball up and around the corner. Did I try GNR? I played GNR. That's a light show with some pinball parts in it. Oh, I got another follow.
God, he's still going.
Wigamesi, thank you for the follow. I played GNR before, but I played again at TPF, had the same opinion. As mine? I don't have those two comparisons both available. Yeah, I think you'd really have to. I'm not a huge fan of the band. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that's not good.
To me, it was all lights. It was lights and a pair of flippers and some other oddball ramps. And there was a spinner. I think there was a spinner. That was about it. I don't know, it didn't really feel like pinball, I guess.
You've got skills.
You know, but, you know, I don't want to yuck somebody else's yum. I mean, someone else might really like GNR. They could be a really big fan of the band, and that's fine. It's all right. It's nice that we have this many options with pinball right now, that we can even have this debate, and it's not just the all Stern show anymore.
The pit stop is ready.
Although Stern did absolutely kill it with Godzilla. I'm sorry, that table's freaking amazing.
Time to do epic.
Yeah, that one absolutely crushed it with Godzilla. Hi, with the checks. New to this game. After a ball drains, it says X number of cars collected. How many cars can be collected? Does this tie to use the individual of a lifetime of plays or just for game to game? So good questions. We'll see if we can answer a couple times. So, one at a time here. Since this is just Red Line Mini, we don't really care too much. So there's, I think, like 500 car asset artwork items in the game that American Pinball got from Mattel. It's like 500, 550, something like that. Anyways, there's a lot of cars. They are individual per game, so every game it will start over. But the car collection does a couple of things. If you get enough of them, it will light an extra ball. It is how you get mystery awards, which are the case collect over here. I forgot I was going to say I was going to turn off the lights at the start. So it can grant you an extra ball if you get enough. It will turn on the mystery, which is the case collect, I think it starts, it's 8 every 6 or 8, I think, for the first one, and then it starts getting harder. And it's also how you get into Car Chaos Multiball. I think you need 40 cars collected to do that in a game. And then it becomes lit up the mystery like you see over here. So there's a couple things that cars will do throughout the game. And there is one of the epic features is cars. So that, you know, when you turn off when you start the cars epic feature, I think it's, you need 20 cars? Is it 20 or 30? I can't remember. I think it's 20. But you have to hit 20 car targets, and then you can collect the epic feature and finish it out. So, so yeah, it's you'll see duplicates over time, but I mean, there's so many, and most of the time you only will get 40, maybe 50 in a game, unless you're having a super blowout kind of game. You will eventually see some repeats, but to be honest, I'm never looking at the screen to see what I get. And of course, the impact of bonus. So hopefully that answers your question. I'd honestly rather play Legends of Valhalla than GNR. Agree. Like Deadpool, which is a better game than Godzilla. Totally disagree. Yeah, what about the Pirates from Jersey Jack Pinball? Have you tried this one? I have played Pirates once. It's okay. It is massively overvalued in my opinion. And it is way too multi-ball heavy. I think they could have done a lot more with the mode variety on that game, and it would have been a lot more fun to play.
Extra ball.
All right,
is
we're balanced. I win. I win the internet, everybody. It's bad. I don't understand why some people like it. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not the worst game I've ever played. It's not Jetsons. It's not, you know, Thunderbirds. All right. Not Halloween bad, but pretty bad. Yeah, it's not a
extra ball.
it's not a table that is worth as much as people are paying for JGP's Pirates.
Track multi-ball.
Yay, good job. Yeah.
Right saucer to start Pinball multi-ball. Another jackpot.
Another jackpot. Oh wow, we actually got quite a bit qualified here for the epic features. Let's get them rolling here. Since we're in a multi-ball, we've got a little bit of a safety net. Ooh, that was, I didn't think I was going to be able to dig that one out of there. Oh, we got turbo boost, another ball's coming in. We have all kinds of stuff we got to do.
Oh man.
Oops. And this ends our multi-ball. I'm waiting
Epic feature ready.
Cool, we actually got them done. I'm on a waiting list for Godzilla, but I wonder if I should just get an Aliens or it's available right away and not too much more expensive. It's up to you, but Godzilla is probably my favorite pinball machine at the moment.
That was totally epic.
Woo, we got him! You know, it's hard to be, you know, final judgment on Godzilla because, you know, the code's not done. But the flow on the geometry, the flow on that game is absolutely amazing. It is one of the few modern Sterns where the premiums really do make a significant immersion fun factor difference. The Pro's still a great table. Yeah, just do what you want. You don't like it, sell it, buy something else. It's perfectly good advice. You know, I'm a big advocate of try before you buy. You know, even though that doesn't work out. I mean, I did that with Avengers. I played Avengers, thought it was great. it's got the extra ball. Bought Avengers, shot at the Pro at next level, and next level. And I do think Godzilla's overrated, not by much, but still, I absolutely do not think it is overrated. I think it is absolutely deserving of everything that it's been getting. The flow is fantastic. The rules are shaping out to be great. It's very well balanced. It's fair. There's some tough shots, but not unfair. You know, it is an absolute pinnacle of modern pinball layout, design, rule set. Granted, the rules are not done yet, but you know, everything that's been going in has. I think out for score. Everything on that table, as far as rules that have gone in, has been exactly how I hoped it would have been. Like the new power-ups, I think my only complaint is that some of them have very few options. Like I think for level 4 or 5, it's your choices are 50 million points or 50 million points. But outside of that, it is an amazing table. You know, the Pro is great, the Premium is better. You know, Premium LE, same diff. Yeah, like I said, easily favorite pinball machine for me. I don't think it's the best pin ever made, which is where Pinside have it, so overrated. No, I would disagree. For modern pins, it is probably, yeah, easily number. Oh, dang it! It is up there. You know, I would say it's probably number 1 for me. I think that's even how I rated it. As much as I love Hot Wheels, I actually like Godzilla better than Hot Wheels. But, you know, everybody's streaming Godzilla, so you know, gotta put some variety in here for Twitch's sake. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was dumb. So, but I mean, you know, it's everybody's entitled to their opinions. You know, some people don't like, you know, Godzilla for what they're saying, and that's fine. That's okay. They said the coolest thing is we've got enough options and new tables and new manufacturers right now. You can actually have this conversation of, oh, well, this pin's better than this other new pin, and you rewind, you know, 8-10 years ago, it wasn't an option like that. You know, American Pinball wasn't kicking out machines. You know, Jersey Jack wasn't really a thing. I also enjoy Rush with the Godzilla, but I know I'm probably alone on that one. I can't speak to it. I have not played a Rush yet. I hope so too soon. I was a little disappointed Nextel didn't have one on the floor last time I was there, but it was pretty soon around the time of launch, so they may not have got their shipment yet.
I'll tell you who's responsible.
And even, I do want to try a Rush.
Why? Because I'm evil.
I don't see that as a table that I want to own, because I'm not a huge Rush fan. I mean, I'm okay with the music. You know, I certainly like them more than, you know, Guns N' Roses. But, you know, I think that's one I'd be happy to go and play in the arcades. And not necessarily own at home. Yeah, for me, Twilight Zone will be the next table to leave the Flipstream arcade. Oh, Twilight Zone. Jurassic. Talk about Twilight Zone. Jurassic Park. Uh-oh. Hi, Scoot. Thank you for redeeming Popcat. Appreciate that. Ooh, oh, hey, we got the backhand working. So this is a criminally underrated table. And I think a lot of it is just people haven't had a chance to play Hot Wheels. Ooh, pizza. Ah, dang it. Like there was a clean 8-ball deluxe locally for 2K recently. Wow. If I were on a waiting list, I'd buy that and wait for all this new unboxing saying to end. Everything's inflated right now, and I'm surprised you could find an 8-ball deluxe for 2K. That's an incredibly low price right now for the way inflation's kicking in. But yeah, for an 8-ball deluxe, if it's in good condition, I would bought that 2K and spruced it up a little bit, and played it till I got tired of it, and flipped it and sold it for something else. High voltage. What's my high score in this game? So my highest score ever is 6.3
billion, 6.3 billion, somewhere around there. I've got it on Pinside. So if you go look on Pinside, I think on top scores for Hot Wheels, I think I'm like number 10, 6 or 10 now. There's some people that had some broken switches. There was like 17 billion point scores. I'm going, yeah, I think you're cheating somewhere in there, broken switch. But okay, I'm not sure I can follow you to criminally underrated. It is a really fun game, and I don't think it got nearly the amount of attention or praise that it should have on, say, like Pinside or other review places. I mean, about the only thing this table doesn't have is a lot of toys. Flip a 2K 8-Ball Deluxe. Yeah, it's possible.
Ready to be?
Or Star Wars Mania. Forget the battle. It's already too much for an 8-Ball Deluxe. Again, you have to think modern pricing. You know, I would agree if you rewind 3-4 years ago. 100% agree with you. Inflation has kicked in. I don't believe prices are necessarily coming back down. And we're all just going to have to learn to recalibrate our expectations. I mean, I haven't seen an EM for sale for under $1,000 in a long time. I think since pre-pandemic, the before times. And you used to be able to pick those up for $300-400 a pop. You know, you might see one for $8 if it was like well restored and great condition, had all its parts. Maybe a little bit more than that, you know, if it was a really rare, sought-after one. Like I said, I haven't seen any EMs for less than $1,000, like anywhere. So,
Stand by while engine cools.
this also doesn't mean you should do it. Temporary pricing. If they don't settle down, I'm on, honestly. I don't know. I mean, it's your guess is as good as mine. You know, I don't know if it's with the pandemic more people got on a pinball, so therefore it's more popular, so therefore, you know, demand has gone way up for older machines because they're cheaper than new in box. But because of that factor, it's driven up the used market pricing. You know, and once, you know, if pinball kind of falls out of the fad again, and as popularity drops, people sell off collections, whatever, you know, there's unfortunately there is no driving factor to bring the used market down other than excess surplus. So unless a bunch of people lose interest or there's a bunch of pinball machines that come out for sale, prices aren't going to come back down. Because you've got an epitome of a yeah, I bought an EM for $500. Well, I guess not recently, but that's the thing. It's not within the was it within the last year and a half, 2 years? If it was over 2 years ago, absolutely. Yeah, you could pick up an EM for $500 on a fairly regular basis. You know, I'd see them pop up on Craigslist every once in a while. But now, forget it. If it can't survive, it can't survive. You know, I mean, again, it's constrained supply. So you've got people that are going after older tables, and there aren't any new ones being made. So they are eventually wearing out, getting stripped for parts because it's no longer salvageable. If they die in a flood, whatever. You know, so the supply of the older pinballs are slowly dwindling over time. Some of which there were only, you know, say 2,500 of them made in total. It was a tail end of 2020, I think. So yeah, I mean, then it was probably a pretty good find. Oh, sorry, I vultured a mystery question there. So game time length for your 6 billion game. It's a good question. If I had to guess, I'd say probably closer to 45 minutes to an hour. It was a pretty long game. If you look on, to keep pointing back to Pinside, if you look on Pinsides, pinside.com, look for the Hot Wheels table. I'm in there as Flipstream. Look in there. I've got a link to the video where I scored the 6 billion. So there you can watch the whole game if you want and see how I actually got there. Yeah, when I got the space mission. Okay, yeah. So again, I just unless the supply is not going to go up. You know, they're not making any more 80s Bally systems or 80s, 90s Williams. that's it. I mean, unless there's, you know, like the Cactus Canyon and, you know, Chicago Gaming decides to roll out more of the, thanks for trying to compare it to your last game. So it was a longer game. And these games right now are not great games, but we're towards the tail of the stream where my pinball skills kind of a little more than normal. Again, there's no more old tables coming. So if the demand stays consistent, there's nothing that's going to have the prices come back down because there's no supply that's going to make up for the increased demand. And as the old adage goes, you're selling used stuff it's worth what somebody's going to pay for it. And if people are willing to pay for these inflated prices compared to 2 years ago, they will continue to sell for that much. I have been actually seeing prices come down on, like, you know, Facebook and those sorts of, you know, sources, you know, of people trying to sell a game for, you know, hey, let's sell a Popeye for, you know, $4,000, and then seeing the ad come up, you know, 2 weeks later, it's down to $3,800 and then $3,500, and it's slowly starting to creep back down. So, you know, maybe we've hit that saturation point that people are not going to pay the horribly inflated pricing for some of these pinball machines. Ooh, that had a lot of spin on it. Hopefully pinflation's on its way back down. You know, unfortunately, it's a really hard market to predict, just because there's so few recognized sources for the pricing. It's not like you know, Kelly Blue Book for pinball machines. You know, most people don't use Kelly Blue Book anymore. But, you know, something along those lines. I mean, the closest thing we had was Pinside and what people were reporting, but even those were, like, way over price in a lot of cases. Or it's just a really stupidly high range. I mean, I can't think of any other reason that Jersey Jack's Pirates is as high as it is, other than what's posted on Pinside and people thinking that's an okay price for the machine. Like, okay, it's a decent game, but it's not worth, like, $12,000. It's not that good. Have I tried Frankenstein? No, I have not tried Frankenstein. New RTX 4090 Ti or a new pinball game? That's another thing that I'm really hoping comes down, but I totally agree with you, Terry Red. I really hope the video card prices will also drop soon. Although I read an article that I got really happy about, that that supply might actually be starting to catch up soon. And all of these scalpers that have bought all these cards and been sitting on them and selling them for, you know, 150, 200% above MSRP, that the video card market might be actually, because the buying has slowed down pretty considerably. Same thing with, like, the cryptocurrencies and all this kind of stuff, and things NVIDIA's doing to try and pare down on all cryptocurrencies soaking up all the GPUs. That the bottom may come out from all of these scalpers, and then we end up taking a loss on all this stuff, which I think is great. I mean, that's part of capitalism, but on the other hand, it's like the LE market on pinball machines. You know, people buying spots just to for spooky, and then trying to sell just the spot in line for $2,000 on top of whatever you'd have to pay for the machine itself. You know, spooky table number 34 or whatever. You can pay me $3,000 and then whatever's left for the price of the table plus deposit, and you can be number 34. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. I'll just wait and play in the arcade. Because it's a spooky machine. And they only make 500 for some reason.
Ooh, right in the face.
Now, I can't comprehend some of the business decisions behind Spooky. They're perfectly content being a smaller pinball manufacturer when they could very easily add another production line, ramp up, sell more tables, and you know they'd sell. Especially in this market right now. they could very easily go from 500 to 750 machines
It
and
is
be able to
just
sell them.
not my day.
I mean, who was it that, it was American Pinball just did that. They had their limited run for the Legends of Valhalla, and they sold out super fast. And then they went, well, I realized a lot of people didn't get it, so we're going to do another 250, which I think is fantastic. And, you know, people are going to have to wait because, you know, supply lines, build time, all that fun stuff. But I think it's pretty cool they did that. You know, they actually opened up and allow more people to buy them. And the last spooky machine isn't very great. AC Taylor, welcome back. Good to see you. I'm trying to think which one is... wasn't Rick and Morty. What was it? Oh, that's right. It was Halloween and Halloween and Ultraman. Yeah, that is... It's suffering from to make a better machine. Yeah, Next Level doesn't even sell them anymore. They got tired of the quality issues. There were switches breaking and wearing out or whatever. Finding people that actually want to work probably hurts spooky. Yeah, maybe. You know, or, you know, that, you know, people can find a higher paying job for less effort. Ooh, good trust bounce. Okay, we need to get up the ramp. I mean, I guess we could also start the battle, whatever. Ultraman, yes. Yeah, it was Ultraman and Halloween, which I have not played either one.
Ready to battle?
But I've seen enough on stream for both that I have, like, I'm not even all that interested in playing them.
Dude, epic car.
They do not look like fun machines. I mean, I might play them once just for the sake of say, yeah, I played it. But everybody I've heard talking about Ultraman and Halloween is they both really need code updates badly. And there's a lot of really bad, crazy design decisions on, like, the subway system and how the kickouts work, and, you know, not really, you know, being clear to the player. Oop, no, we gotta pit stop. Again, I think it's funny that you got people trying to sell their spots in line, so it's gone from people trying to scalp it to people just trying to bail out in general, and hopefully not at a loss. And that's the problem you have with being a scalper. But, you know, sometimes you're going to lose.
Track multi-ball.
You know, you try to you know, fleece some folks, and then it doesn't pan out. You know, honestly, I don't feel too bad for them in those cases. I mean, I do feel generally bad for Spooky. It's never good when you have a manufacturer that has duds like that, or it fails, because it's never good for the industry in general. But as far as the scalpers go, yeah, I don't feel any small... Oh my goodness, wow. Am I going to get one back? No? Okay. I feel no remorse whatsoever for any of the scalpers that are out there. I, for one, welcome the decline of Spooky. Emery fears Stern. Hi, DV's Dr. Doom. Do I think Haggis will fill Spooky's void? No. I do not. And that's not to say I don't think there's a place in the market for Haggis. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not reading that on chat, Red, but that is my general thought too. You know, I understand it's a part of capitalism. It's the way it works. But like I said, I don't feel any remorse for them whatsoever, because that is the other part of capitalism. You know, you don't always make positive money transactions. And exploiting the limited supply. Yeah, it's
It crosses some ethical boundaries. But no, I don't think Haggis has the capacity to be a major player in the market at this rate. Ugh. I mean, I'm honestly, I am a huge fan of American Pinball. You know, as a company, you know, Houdini was not a great table. Sorry, API folks might be watching this. It looked fun, but it shot horribly. It was an incredibly frustrating game every time I've ever tried to play it. Oktoberfest is better, but still a little wonky. Could definitely use some rules updates. Kind of help clarify it and streamline it a little bit. Because that one seemed to kind of feel all over the place as well. Ugh. Boy, it's just falling apart here at the end of the stream. But, I mean, Hot Wheels is amazing for number 3. I have played Legends of Valhalla. I think that could use some rules clarification as well. I think the challenge there is they didn't write it. So this is, you know, they brought in the folks that had already made, like, the virtual version and then just converted that to physical, which I think is amazing, and American Pinball is looking at doing that. What is his name? The guy who did the Sonic Spinball game. I would love to see American Pinball actually make a physical machine out of that and produce them. I think it would sell fantastic. But you know, the challenge is when you're dealing with all these third parties, and from, you know, the scuttlebutt I hear specifically around, switch to main chat here, the scuttlebutt I hear around Legends of Valhalla and the code quality, you know, it was not written by experienced programmers from what I'm hearing, that it was very spaghetti code, very all over the place, very hard to maintain, very hard to do updates. You know, because when you get into that thing, you change one area and it's having a ripple effect in places you didn't realize it because, you know, the code's all over the place. I think that's kind of the problem they're going to have in trying to do all of these external partners, people that are, you know, hey, let's make, you know, someone else's machine. It's going to run into problems like that you're going to end up with these weird code issues. You know, so Legends of Valhalla, it felt great to shoot and to play. I had no clue what I was doing with the rules. I was just hitting shots and going, okay, it's cool. I mean, game 2, I felt like I almost got to the final wizard mode because I had just about everything lit in that center part. But honestly, I don't know. I mean, I got through almost all the battles I could see on the screen. I don't know if I beat them or not. But I was at the point where I was in like the very last tier of battles or whatever. I had most of the center lights lit. I think there was like 4 more. But my problem was I had no idea what I needed to do to finish them off. And I saw nothing on the screen that pointed me in the right direction. There were lights that were just round yellow lights that I had no idea what they were for. They didn't correspond to anything that I could see. I'm like, were those weapons? How do I collect a weapon? What's the deal with the weapons? What do I do with these things? It felt very like, I know what I'm doing, but I'll just keep flipping because it's fun and it shoots nice, but I don't know what I'm doing rules-wise. The OV code update improved a solid game. Okay, well, and because I think you've got one too, CTO, so I think that would, you know, I kind of trust your opinion there as far as the rules go. And I do know they just came out with an update and streamlined some stuff. So, again, it wasn't a bad game when I played it. It didn't really compel me enough to buy one just because it was kind of fun to shoot. Callouts got better in update. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I'm playing in next level, so it's really loud. You know, there's a lot of other games, a lot of kids running around, people screaming and having fun, and you know, it's an arcade. So you know, trying to hear callouts on a game might be difficult. I want that visual display as well, not necessarily just the callouts. But yeah, I mean, it was fun to shoot. I don't know if I'd own one at this point. That, and you know, if I were to buy one, it would be forever before I actually saw one. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I don't know if I would sell Jurassic Park for it. So, yeah. Haggis will have a strong long-term plan. Well, I mean, they all kind of have to. You know, you have to have a long-term plan. You know,
Pinball is it's incredibly cutthroat. You know, it is very narrow margins. You know, very tough to put together. There's things like Jersey Jack. I at one point I really wanted to get it dialed in because I like Pat Lawler's games. You know, again, I think Twilight Zone is a fantastic table. I really like Ripley's, which I feel is kind of like Twilight Zone 2.0. And I honestly felt like Dialed In is Twilight Zone 3.0. And that's the way it played to me every time I played an arcade. But the customer service and the attitude of Jersey Jack, I will never own a Jersey Jack pin. Ever. Any of them. Which is a shame, because, you know, Wonka's pretty fun. Like I said, I like Dialed In for what it is. You know, it's a good game that's hampered by a weird theme. It's not a bad theme, it's just weird. But yeah, just, you know, customer service, and maybe it's because I'm a customer service manager, is a huge deal for me. And to blame consumers for manufacturing problems, or making them foot the bill for mistakes that they made. You know, thinking specifically of the Wizard of Oz lighting kits. Making customers pay $800 just to fix an issue in their own table that was a manufacturing design problem. That's not cool. Yeah, Wonka's great. Yeah, I agree. It's a fun table. I won't own one, ever, because I don't like the way JJP does business. So, you know, yes, companies absolutely need to have a long-term plan. You know, I was really excited with the multimorphic Weird Al table. My problem is the price barrier to enter is just too high. Captain Spam, hey, welcome back. I like the weird theme every now and then. Yeah, that's cool. You know, I don't have anything against the theme. I don't think it's, you know, I didn't actually enjoy playing it. It was an interesting concept. You know, there was some goofy stuff that, you know, kind of gimmicky, you know, which you have to have some sort of differentiating factor. But the whole Bluetooth, hey, I'm gonna play using my phone, it was kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, if I buy a machine, especially as a home user, I want to know the company's going to be standing behind me if I have a problem. So is GNR just tough? It's okay. You lost me on that one. Guns N' Roses didn't seem like a hard table to me. It wasn't fun. Again, it was another table. I had no idea what was going on. There's lights everywhere. So it literally felt like it was a lighting kit with some, you know, flipper parts in it. Because everything else is ramps and one spinner. Oh, and a saucer in the middle. That broke the first time I went to play it. It's like, oh, wow, so I can't advance or end any of the modes that I'm playing? Well, I'm apparently done with this machine. And, you know, it's a metal pinball flying around the inside of the machine. I realize things are going to break. Case in point, the plastic on my Stern Godzilla broke the other string. But if I reach out to Stern, I'm very confident I'm actually going to get a response back, and they're going to send me the replacement plastic to go in there and possibly some sort of a fix. Yeah, I made them swap out all the Woz lights. When did they start charging? Probably secondary owners. I don't think it was secondary owners. I think people just had to buy the kits themselves. But they were selling these stupid kits for like $800. I'm like, no. That's not the way warranties work on these things. You know, to me that was ridiculous. That was even a thing. I mean, maybe if it was outside of, like, well outside of warranty? But the issues came up well before that would have happened. Our scoop switch need to be replaced. Yes, totally agree. That's exactly what happened. It was either adjustment or it was a bad switch. And, you know, it's electronics. Things happen. Things break. I get it. I don't know that I would trust Jersey Jack to actually fix it. Or to take care of me as a consumer. Based on the way that they've acted to other people, I can't. I'm not willing to pay the highest prices for new in box for that kind of customer service. That just does not make sense to me. You know, I'm not going to pay more of the. I mean, obviously, Stern's been terrible for replacing my parts. I will say they've not been expedient, but the few problems I've had, they were good about doing replacements. You know, I had Avengers Premium, and yet again there was a playfield issue because they didn't put washers for some of the guardrails, and then it chipped the playfield down to the hardwood. And you know, I sent them pictures. They would, you know, went to the QA department. They said, "Yeah, no problem. We'll replace it. I mean, we don't have an ETA for you, but we will send you new playfield." Okay, that's fine. Actually, is this the first time we've done T-Rex tonight? That totally changed the subject. It took probably like 3 or 4 months before they got me the playfield, but true to their word, they sent a new replacement playfield. You know, by that time I was still on the table because I had moved on because I didn't know the rules. But, you know, they did take care of the issue. You know, best support I've seen, hands down, American Pinball. I mean, they've got people that sit in the Pinside forums that anybody who talks about an issue, like, hey, I've opened up a ticket, you know, reach out to me here or PM me here and I'll get your email on it. We'll take care of stuff. I mean, I let them know that I think one of the fans is dying in the power supply. And they were PMing me on Pinside, you know, hey, you still having a problem with that? You know, let me know. We can, you know, look into the replacement fan. That's good customer service. It goes a really long way for me. So I think Stern's issue is, you know, they're overloaded and they're understaffed for support. You know, Chaz is great. You know, rest in peace. You know, and they're, you know, doing the best they can given situations provided or the situation they're in. But yeah. Anyways, enough of my soapbox. They sent you just a playfield or a repopulated? It was just a playfield. So it would have been up to me to do the playfield swap, which honestly I didn't feel like I was going to deal with it. I just included it in the sale with the new owner. I was tempted to keep it, but I was like, yeah, no, because they didn't ask for it. I'm like, you know, but I did put it in the ad, so I'd feel kind of, you know, crappy if I didn't, you know, give them the playfield. So, but I mean, everybody's got their own story. You know, I have not had a bad experience with Stern. You know, the communication sucked. The turnaround time was terrible, but they were true to their word, and they did give me a replacement playfield. It was not populated. Because if you didn't get a fully popped field, then they did you a disservice. Again, I don't necessarily, you know, agree with that, because I could have taken that to my distributor and had them do the swap for me. Or, you know, gone to my distributor in that regard. Because, I mean, realistically, that should be the model, is I go to my distributor to get it fixed, and then they go to Stern. But a lot of times it's faster for us to reach out individually to Stern to get what we need. You know, but, you know, if it's that scenario, I can bring my table back to Next Level. It has a problem. They can look at doing the repair. You know, that is what they do as a distributor. That is their role. You know, that's why they get to buy them at cost and then sell them with a markup, is because that's part of what their responsibilities are of taking care of the customers. That's a cop-out. My friend had a warp playfield. He made them send a fully ready playfield and send the warp one back. And, you know, I could have probably pushed for it, but it was a tiny gouge, and it was all cosmetic. It wasn't affecting gameplay at all. I absolutely think they needed to fix it and make it right. But I was satisfied and felt like it was going to be made whole with the new playfield. Because it was cosmetic, I looked at it the standpoint of, well, I've got a machine that has a defect. I have a replacement playfield. I can play this one, you know, beat it to
That's
death.
the subpar police work I know
And then if,
for.
you know, if
Don't
long-term
worry,
ready to
Sheriff.
sell, I
We're
could
here to
eventually do
help.
the swap out to the brand new playfield. Or just use that as some sort of a price bump when I look to sell it to get closer to full value. That's the way I looked at it. You know, I wasn't intending on doing the swap anytime soon because it was such a small issue. Now, granted, it was a severe issue because art was gone down to the wood. Distributor would never do all that work as far as I'm concerned. And you need to find a new distributor. That's a crappy distributor.
Passing on the inside.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, because I actually, you know, when I talked to him about it, I'm trying to remember you know, the details there. Stern can send a pot field to give you a return label. You pull the old, put in the new. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But, you know, again, I wasn't too worried about the whole regular populated playfield. You know, because I mean, they were still in production, and they didn't know when they were going to get it to me, and I wasn't honestly not in that big of a hurry. So, I mean, did I maybe take it easy on Stern? Yeah, maybe. Could I have been a bigger stink about it? Possibly. I mean, you know, Stern could have told me to pound sand. So nope, we're not doing anything. That's happened shipping, whatever, something. We're not going to take care of anything. That was certainly a possibility. You know, they chose to do an unpopulated playfield, which not ideal, but yeah. But the Activision trying to give you just a playfield only is them dropping the ball. Well, again, it's perspective, right? You know, I could I push harder? Sure. Did I really feel like I wanted to? Not really. I didn't. You know, to me, I was looking at more of having the. You know, why should I just get a fully pot field while someone else just gets just a field? You know, again, that's. It's kind of a false comparison there. I mean, I was happy with just a regular playfield. I didn't care about it, and I didn't feel like I needed the whole regular populated playfield, because to me, if I had the whole populated playfield, they expect a return label and they want it back right away. If I have just a playfield, it was a minor enough issue that I could perfectly play the table. It was not a gameplay impacting issue, but one that Stern needed to make right. I mean, these are not cheap machines, and they absolutely needed to fix it, especially for a premium. They will try to get out cheaply instead of telling you it was even an option. That's shady. You know, I knew it was an option. You know, no, they didn't tell me, but I knew it was an option. I just didn't push for it because, again, I looked at it from a standpoint of I could push for a populated playfield, swap it out, be back to normal. Fine. But if I have the playfield, I can leave it in the box, put it in my garage, somewhere climate controlled, my office, whatever. Play the heck out of the
It's
table.
your turn.
When I get ready to sell it, I can then do a playfield swap. And then it's, or, you know, if I didn't feel like doing the labor and investing the time, you know, hey, the playfield, whatever damage, it's there, but you also get a brand new playfield in box from Stern. You know, again, it was a factor for selling it. If they had sold me a populated playfield, that option goes away. So I was willing to take
Think you are brave. Let's
the lesser solution of the two because long term it gave me more benefits. Because if it was just populated, that was it. I swap it, it's done. I play it, get beat it up. I sell it beat up. I didn't have any other recourse. Whereas I can play it, sell it beat up, but it comes with a new playfield. So if somebody really wants to, or they just want to hang it on their wall, I don't care. It's your issue now.
time
So
for some old
again, it wasn't.
Time to let loose on that T-Rex.
You know, could I have made a bigger stink? Yes. Did I really want to deal with it? No. But I mean, that's better than
Welcome
Jersey
to
Jack with
Flipstream,
all of their
Mr.
shipping and
Arcade.
cooling issues. Hey, Living Arcade. You know I had to do this for your alert. So everybody, Living Arcade, everybody do give him a follow, please.
very entertaining visual pinball streamer. Usually streams on Monday nights. So it's going well. Predator action, absolutely. Anyways, and I'm repeating myself now as far as the playfields go. So, for some folks, it makes more sense to do the populated playfield. For me, the way I looked at it, the way I was approaching it, it didn't. Oh, can't backhand it. Whew, I get that one up there though. Oh, we got epics to collect.
Oh man, Turbo Boost exhausted.
Now we gotta wait for all the stuff. Strange feature pinball stuff on occasion. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I played this game a couple times. It was fun, but very mean to me. Yes, it can be very mean. Now we're gonna wait for the magnets to let go before we can continue. I'm still convinced that your distro would not swap over that playfield. They'll make Stern send in the pop field. No way they're going to do all that work, which is about $1,250 to label for the $1,000 profit they made out in the first place. You know, again, how many times are they having to do that full playfield swap though? You know, it's like we were talking about with scalpers earlier. Okay, yeah, it sucks. They would lose money on my machine. Long term, it's what they need to do as my distributor to make it whole, to retain my business. You know, because I could order from CoinTaker. I don't have to order from Next Level, but the level of service at Next Level, and I appreciate supporting an Oregon-based business. You know, yeah, they might lose on my table once, but it's a volume thing. That's small. This is all the reasons I not own a full table. Maybe. You know, that's, again, it's a machine with a metal ball flying around, a bunch of, you know, stand-up targets and wood and other stuff. Stuff's gonna break, stuff's gonna wear out. Ooh, that was not good. But if I remember the conversation correctly I had with Jordan, they were willing to do the playfield swap if I brought all the parts in. And they were going to come get it from me, because I normally get them delivered here, because I'm a good 2.5, 3 hours away. But
Epic ramps.
yeah, customer retention is very important. They need a budget better make their product more reliable. Yeah, well, I mean, in this case, they don't have a choice. They're not, I mean, they're a distributor. They're not, they don't have a say in the manufacturing process other than feedback to the manufacturer. But yes, I mean, I am their customer. They should do what they can to make me whole. But talking with Jordan, he said, in our experience, they actually get back to the owners of the table faster than they do with me as a distributor, which sucks, but that's the nature of the thing. If you have an issue, let me know and I can try. But it was very likely that Stern would get back to me faster and do stuff for me faster than they would for him as a distributor, which is weird, but that's, I'll take his word for it. I mean, he sells tables, I just play them. So, but yes, as a distributor, you absolutely have to factor in for dealing with bogus stuff. Now, if it's on a grand scale, you can always go back and go after the you can always go after the manufacturer and be like, okay, you know, your stuff is crap and you need to take care of it, but that's also the decision they made and why they no longer sell spooky tables. Because they got tired of having them all come back and be repaired. Defect in its Stern's warranty, not the distros. They as an authorized distro can facilitate the parts from Stern, they will swap the two and send back to Stern. Yeah, and if I was closer, that might have been how it could have played out. But my distance to them, again, probably precluded a good portion of that. You know, I would have had to bring the stuff to them for them to do it. And it may not have been, you know, here, bring it in, we'll get it back to you tomorrow. Yeah, then they would bill Stern for labor, possibly, but that's none of my business. You know, that's between, in this case, Next Level and Stern. But yes, I do agree. I mean, if it's something where it's a manufacturer problem, then, you know, the distributor should be working something out with Stern. Or if it's a continued problem, then they just simply stop doing business with that manufacturer. You know, because if I, as a distributor, am not able to make profit because of the quality of goods that I'm reselling is poor, then,
Does he even have a driver's license?
you know, why in the world, as a distributor, would I continue to distribute for that particular manufacturer? That would be an incredibly dumb business decision. And again, that's part of what...
Extra ball is lit.
My tilt bob fall off? I kind of feel like I'm getting away with murder here. Holy cow, we get an extra ball and the finish battle and into
Extra.
into track middle multi-ball.
Track complete.
So, anyways, I mean, it is what it is. This is all in the past. I mean, we're you know, we're armchair quarterbacking at this point.
Shoot right center to start 3-ball multi-ball.
You know, but like I said, customer service is very important to me. That's the reason I will never own a Jersey Jack, because Jersey Jack wouldn't even send out replacement playfields. They just told their customers to pound sand. It's your own fault. I'm like, okay, that's the wrong message to send. I mean, literally blaming your customers for a manufacturing problem is not smart. Very bad call on their part. Anyone need? I need none. Oh, we just missed the collect. Streaming faster. I'm sure not the only one with that same problem. Yeah, there were others. You know, that was a pin slide club that I really did not want to belong to, of having the... Oh, dang it, I missed it again. Holy cow, how late is it on the flipper? That's a mystery. Car Chaos, there we go.
Car chaos.
First time we got into this one tonight.
Where's everyone going?
Yeah, so I'm not 100% of the rules in this one, but basically we hit the car targets and that lights up a light shot for a jackpot. And we keep hitting car targets, and it keeps getting us jackpot shots, with the super sitting on the turbo kickback. Not that we were in that mode for very long. That's okay. Because we got our hero car we needed. And we drained out. Hey, what's going on, Elgos? Good to see you on Flipstream Arcade. But like I said, they're doing two different things like Stern. Yeah.
Same player. Shoot again.
Turbo boost ready.
Oh, wow, we're in second place. Oh, that's not going to be good. That was painful.
New news.
We're just burning through the extra balls we had saved up. That's not good.
Everything is epic.
There we go. So that started our last epic feature, the ultimate epic. Right now I'm frantically trying to get into Redline Mania. So when we finish that, we'll get Rip Rod, which will light a second, another extra ball, hopefully. And I think that's probably the last one we can collect. They replaced all my light bars free. They charged for my buddy was because the second owner didn't have the same warranty as my buddy, who's the original owner. That still sucks though. Yeah, again, I was not a WAS buyer. I don't know the full story. It could be just the second market. You know, I vaguely remember seeing people saying that no, I was first owner and I had to pay $800 to get it fixed.
I'm like, I don't understand how it would still be broken, I guess. It's like, why didn't the first owner get it fixed? Why did it only break for the second owner? Did the first owner not care? I mean, I don't know. Did they only do like so many and then they said, that's it, we're not doing any more? No clue.
Stand by while engine cools.
Oh. Wow, it's after 10. This might have to be the last game tonight. Maybe we'll pull off Fletcher multi-ball. Maybe we'll pull it off. Fingers crossed. Okay, so yeah, that did light our extra ball because that was our second hero car.
Ball is lit.
If we can collect on our epic, so there's our extra ball. Actually starts a multi-ball as well, which is good because that gives us an easier chance to try and collect the epic that's done, and that'll get us Bone Shaker. We need to finish our race. Oh wow, it didn't actually give us both.
Track complete.
Okay, now we're started track multi-ball. This is the first, second one. This might be the first one.
Shoot right saucer to start free ball.
There we go. So there's Bone Shaker. Which is right there, by the way. All of the hero cars are on the table. Yeah, I know, weird flex. So we're kind of in jail at the moment until we finish the multi-ball, because I can't start another battle, and I can't do race positions. So part of me is thinking I trap up one of these, or I could trap up both. We'll just let this one go. Because now I can hit my second and first place shot, hopefully finish victory lap, and that'll get me Shark Cruiser, and then we just have 3 more battles to go to get our last epic, and then that would be Legend Multi-Ball. 10 minutes, 14 seconds. That was not exactly blistering fast. Best time is 1 minute, 36 seconds.
Victory lap multi-ball.
Yeah, and there's the billion. Yes, yes.
He's heating up.
He's heating up.
He's on fire.
Oh, it's getting warm in here. Thank you for redeeming that. Appreciate that. That's one of my favorite newer ones that I put in there. Yeah, I am so not playing this multi-ball smartly, but that's okay. Nope, we'll sneak one more jackpot in before that one drains out. There we go. Woo! 4 out of 5. Oh, man. Oh, that's fun. I agree. I like that one. I do like that one. 46 cars collected. 2 battles started. 4 hero cars. Plus our gear multiplier.
New news. Same player, shoot
All right.
again.
So here's the scoop. We've got 1 ball left, so don't get your hopes up real high. We're going to see Legend Multi-Ball tonight. As much as I'd love to get there, it's moderately awesome pinball around here for a reason. But here's what we got to do. I'll thank ASKD for switching sides again.
Let's play.
We've got 1 Legend car left, which is Roger Dodger. To get that, we have to clear all the battles. So we've already done 2, so Gorilla and T-Rex. We have to do Cobra and the Triceratops. And then after those 2, we have to do Draven, which is in the center. I've never beaten Draven before. We're at the point now where I actually have to hit the letters themselves to light the battle letters. Earlier, you hit any one and it'll spot them. Not the case anymore. So
Being that it's on the B, we're probably going to hit the spinner here. If we can not miss it. Or we could hit the B, that works. There we go. So that started a battle. So this is starting Cobras. We've got to hit both our left shots, both the right shots, and within a certain time frame, because they will relight themselves every 30 seconds. Or after 30 seconds. Gotcha. So that restarted the race, is why it's sitting in the magnet.
Start.
Hopefully we get a good return out of here. Yeah, it was a little dicey. Ooh. Ooh, not liking some of these missed shots. Okay, settle down, Brian. Let's aim first. Nope, nope. We can backhand that shot. It is possible to backhand it. See, there you can see one of them just relit. Let that bounce over. Let's pick up our orbit again. You know, part of me just wants to time out the last two battles before Draven. It feels like cheating.
I really saw that going differently.
Yeah, I didn't. That's exactly how I saw that going. So yeah, I can't remember who had a question earlier. The number of cards collected does build throughout the game, but every game that's it. So I owe some high scores here. Arthur Pendragon, we need to get up here for that resub. I remember what those initials are because it's Sir Arthur Pendragon. That's all I remember. Just a few things, a streamer brain that I can keep track of. So, not the best score we've ever had on this table, but we did get pretty far. I'm glad to see we got a couple legend cards, and the last one, you know, yeah, we did pick up the 4 most of the way to Roger Dodger. So, this is an incredibly fun game. And I said it earlier, criminally underrated. It's a lot of fun to play. It can be very mean, but it is very well balanced in my opinion. Shots or layouts great. It's a fan layout. But overall, it is so much fun to play. I love the rules in this. It's definitely not leaving the Flipstream arcade anytime soon. But speaking of leaving, thanks. Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate your resub. It's never expected, never, but always greatly appreciated. So. But speaking of, we are actually past time. I do need to wrap it up. The bill's a bill. Yeah. Thanks for streaming. Hey, thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone being here tonight and watching the stream. It's always more fun to play pinball with friends. So again, as speaking probably for the other streamers in here, it is absolutely great to have everyone here hanging out, chat, interactive, talking pinball. We don't always have to agree on everything, but that's okay. Thank you, sir. I was late. Hey, you know what? It's all good. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Captain Spam too, as well. Hey, again, appreciate all the chat support and coming and hanging out, watching play pinball for a couple hours. So it's absolutely great. Next best thing to being able to be in there in person. So it's always I appreciate all the pinball friends hanging out here in the channel. So. But all right, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll do a quick check to see who we could possibly send all these amazing pinball friends to here to wrap up the night. But again, I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll get a chance to play some pinball out there yourself. If not, at least watch some here on Twitch. Hopefully next best thing. We are settled on a second night. So we are back to Sunday, Thursday, which is kind of my original stream schedule. So next stream should be Thursday. We'll likely be switching. We've done 2 on Hot Wheels now, so we'll rotate in. Maybe we'll go virtual. I don't know. We'll kind of wait and see. But in any event, thank you again, everybody. Hopefully you've had a fun time tonight. I know I certainly did. Great to see everybody. Great. Really appreciate all the new follows, the subs, some of the bits we've had, the raids. It's all absolutely so welcomed. Thank you again so much for being here. Good night, everybody, and I will see all of you next Flipstream. Good night. Good night.
apparently I'm the only pinball stream in town at the moment, so we're gonna go raid Lick Arcade, who does a lot of retro stuff and a lot of speedrunners. Absolutely amazing skills, very entertaining streamer. Hang tight, we'll get going with the raid.